swear, I'll have a one good song. Anyways, we are back for the first time ever. We were away. We were sick. We were very ill. In fact, some can say that we've been very ill since we started the channel. And it would explain the silences and silence that we constantly have. That's what happens when you're ill. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I think I got sick trying to record one of those nice thank you to all my subscriber videos. I know, how are you? Hello, hello. I don't want to say your name. Is this Smiley? Well, thank you, Special Needs, too. But yeah, we've been sick, and I was just trying to make a video. I was also trying to make fun of Zach Bagans again, but I was in my cold garage for longer than I should have been, and I think that added to my illness. But I believe I'm better. I'm not dying, and I tested negative for everything, so we're good there. But you know, we get to talk now. Basically, that's what I'm saying. It's like, please tell me if the music is too loud. But now, when I live stream, I don't have to be quiet. I'm like, why were you quiet? We're going to, make this very simple. Okay. Here. What kind of things should be quiet? Somebody tell me. I don't know how to say it. So, you gotta be careful what you say. You say the wrong thing, say the wrong line. All of a sudden. When I used to live stream, I would always be thinking oh, am I about to say something that's never gonna get me freaking fired from my future jobs and stuff. So we've got, let's see what we have here. Who do we have here? Look at this. We've got, they don't know how to write their own name over here. Thank you. Jesus loves you too. Hello, Smiley or Mark Flugberg. Yes, sir. So, hello. Welcome to Tell Me What to Draw. You can tell me to draw your boss. Do you want me to draw your boss? Just describe your boss in some way, and we'll get over it. I'm trying to draw really. I hate this part of the nose or the face area. But, so, this is what happened. What I didn't have. Well, I was dealing with all of that stuff. I didn't know that there are certain things that have been breaking rule number 44, which is don't talk shit about comedians that you know about. And, I've been doing stand-up comedy for, I guess, a while. And I always understood this because it's bad for business sometimes. But I didn't regret while I was sick. I don't know, there was a type of flu going on. And while I was out sick, I caught up on a lot of different podcasts that certain people that I would know about. None of you would know about because none of us are famous. They go around making these podcasts by these $300, $400 microphones, sometimes even $70 microphones. I'm doing this without a reference. This is full blown. So these comedians that I know, I've met them. Like I've been doing stand-up for 13 years. So, and some of them I know I've been doing it longer. Now they haven't officially talked any shit about me on any of these podcasts. But that's because like I was saying earlier, I was always scared of getting fired, so I made sure I stayed out of social media. Now, of course, that changes when chaotic industries over here. And look, I'll come clean. I've been learning how to draw through these live streams, and through the help of my wonderful and beautiful subscribers, I've developed my arts. Now, again, I'm drawing this microphone without a reference picture. Anyways, listening to these podcasts, and at one point I'm like, wait a second. Imagine if your coworker got on a podcast and started talking all this shit about you, but you don't have a podcast. You know, you're a new employee. You didn't know that in this particular job sector, you need to have a podcast so you can respond when people talk shit about you. Hello, how are you? Diama, how you been? How was your day? Tell us about your life. I can barely hear you. Oh my God. No. Thank you, Smiley. Sorry if I delayed that. Oh, we died. We died. 1 second, people. Sometimes. You're like, why are you over here talking all the shit in the world? Give me 1 second, people. And then you find out that the people that they're talking shit about have only been like in the stand-up game for like 2 years. And you're like, dude, you've been in the game for 10 years and you're over here talking shit about like the new guys in the block. What is wrong with you? All right, Mr. Smiley, thank you for the update. Give me a second. Tell me if you hear me better now. I put the music lower. I don't know. It should be working, no? Is it me? Is it me? Is it me? Give me a second, people. I need to switch it to the thingy. There we go. Yeah. Sorry. Okay, let's try that. Give me 1 second, people. Sorry we have like just a dead ass black screen. So the camera overheated. But I think that's because of how I've been doing this. Where I'm trying to use the Elgato thingy. No, isn't it? Out of source. And this would be the thingy. Where's my thing? Let me see. Now I can have this. Hey, you know, maybe if I connect it. I was like, what is it actually? Okay. Let's try that. I guess if I use the Elgato 3D, we do apologize for technical. We're gonna get back to what we were doing, which is I guess talking shit about the comedians that talk shit. Um, Now, like I said, none of us are famous, and probably like the good example is what just happened here, right? We're all learning and we're all developing. However, um, there's something called an open micer, and an open micer is somebody who's new at the job. You don't talk shit about open micers. You can talk shit about established comics, yeah, because they'll like swing back, or even like more seasoned comics, like we'll know how to take it. But then there's people that come around and they'll be like, "Oh no, we connected all these wires and we have a camera, much like the camera that I'm using right now that just overheated on me." Come around, and then next thing you know, start talking all mad shit. All right, everyone. I'm gonna have to do quality control real quick. If you have a suggestion, please write it down below. I will catch up on comments. I think it did. Okay. Quality control, quality control, quality control. Give me 1 second. Okay. I hopefully now I'm not too loud, right? Check, check. All right. Well, 1 second. What? All right. Let's come clean about a lot of different things right now because I don't. If I'm gonna talk shit about other people, I'm gonna talk shit about myself first. First of all, sorry if I swear. Welcome to the stream. Tell me what to draw. I'll draw anything as long as it's relatively appropriate. Um, I got most of my advice from, let's say, video game streamers. So Stream Scheme, and then there's another guy named Nutty, I believe. Now, if you're trying to stream or learn how to stream, I would really highly suggest them. The problem is you really need to pay attention. You have to pay attention. If you just try to wing it like I do normally, you end up in a situation like I just did right now where like I needed to click something, adjust another thing. Um, and if you, I have a beautiful subscriber here named Smiley that keeps changing his name. Now, if you don't have somebody like that around, it's going to tell you, hey, you're messing up. Um, it's going to get worse and worse and worse and worse. You know what's the worst thing about what I'm drawing right now is that we have we have one of those on hand. Like it's not. I could have taken this out and used it as a reference, but how bad I suck. Like we could have. Is this proof that I'm a stand-up comedian? Actually, that's not that bad, I guess, considering. No, I didn't get the shape right. Now I'm mad. But yeah, apparently all you need to actually like go from open micer to stand-up comedian is to own a speaker and a microphone and an XLR code and cord or whatever. And but like I said, we're if you want me to draw your work, boss, by the way, please comment their description down below, and we will be focusing on hostile. But anyways, let's go into point number 1 over here with hostile work environment. It's talking shit. Just a straight talking shit. Your boss talks shit about you. Your coworkers will talk, and you're over here. You're like, what? Now, the reason why I don't talk shit about comedians is because when you talk shit about comedians, you open yourself up to, now people look at you like, okay, well, are you funny? Should you be the one that should be talking shit about other people? How funny are you? And I agree with that. Are you funny enough to be even talking this amount of shit about other people? Answer's no. Do you think there are famous comics that I would like to talk? Yeah, but nope. I'll talk shit about people though that I do know, because they should know a lot better. I know them. I know them when they were an open micer, when people used to walk out and smoke a cigarette outside when they would go up on stage. I ain't talking about me. I used to stick around and watch him do stand-up, and I would be like, hey, man, I ain't bad. You're all right. But now they booked the improv. Oh, you booked the improv. Oh, shit, that's amazing. Now, I always wondered, like, hey, that's a good deal for you. How did you get that, right? And then I did some digging, because this is Chaotic Industries, and we investigate everybody. Let's talk about something called a bringer show, okay? Bring, as in you. Sorry, this is like way down there. It's called a bringer. You bring, B-Y, bring your own audience, okay? Now, I didn't know this, that the improv allowed that. I thought, because when you're an improv comic, you're an improv, like, dang, dude, you're great. But then I always wondered, like, how come you don't find them on the roster? Like, if they have a show, you're not going to really find them on the calendar. Well, that's because they have a deal. You can perform here, but we're going to sell your tickets offline, okay? If somebody wants to come see your show, they got to go to your website, because the improv isn't responsible for what you do there. And that's good. Honestly, after what I've heard that has happened there a few times, or what has happened, I was like, oh my God, it's sick. There's a podcast of this guy, this comedian that I know, that again, he should know better. And let's just say something was handed to him that he didn't know was a remote. He started pressing the remote, and the comedian that was on stage started responding very inappropriate. So we're gonna come in with it. I don't know how to spell. When you don't know how to spell, just dive into it. Inappropriate jokes. Now this could be sexually themed, sexually suggestive, but if you're on a comedy stage, you're perfectly allowed to get naughty, right? What you can't do is commit a crime. And on this podcast, now this is a different comedian than the one I've just been talking about, but on a podcast, this guy just admits to what we would consider, if this was an actual work environment, not a comedy stage, that would be the blank harassment everybody involved would get in trouble. But it was on the stage of the improv, so nothing. It's okay. It's okay. It's allowed. So I've been like wondering, right? Why is it that these comics, they keep posting these podcasts over and over? Like, they post these podcasts of them just talking the maddest and maddest of shit. And when you're then getting offended that, people don't like you, and then you blame the audience, and you go, you know what? You better hope you don't actually make it big. Because if they become famous, if they actually really like touring comedians, like famous, and people start going over to their podcast, I don't think they're going to like what they say. Now, maybe there's hope for them in a different state or a city or an area code. So I pray for the best for them, to be honest with you. I think there's like just a bunch of talent out there that goes unnoticed. And, these people that believe they're the best and that they're so good that they need to talk shit about other people, they need to be recognized first. They gotta be known and loved and adored. Now, I didn't know how much traction the show that I host at a bar was gonna get. Right? I was like, I'm just trying to, build my, what did you call it? Repertoire of material, I guess, is a very pretentious way to put it. So I wanted to just kind of build my material and develop some more complicated bits. And when you're hosting a show, especially at a bar, I mean, you got to work for because you're going to bore the shit out of these people. Now, this is the beautiful thing about this. Most comedians, they can't do, love you, Mr. Cyborg. Thank you for subscribing. You're the best ever. Sorry if I just saw that now. Sorry, give me a second. Should I just all right, that's exactly what I can do. Give me a second. So anyways, I'm just trying to grow a show, right? Now, once upon a time, I got a message from somebody saying that they deserve to be on my show. Or the show that I host, I guess, The bar lets me host a comedy show once a month. I promote it on my Instagram. I, invite anyone. If you guys want to come out and support a real magician, or comedian, by all means, right? But there's people out there that are gonna see your show as like a throwaway. You get me? It doesn't mean anything to them. They just want to get on the flyer, so then they can make an Instagram post saying, "I'm gonna be in these cities." Like if they're going on the road, but it's only like a 20-mile radius around them at the end of the day, and it's like, dude, like what the heck is going on? Anyway, these people, they validate themselves. You get me? They put some sunglasses on, get in front of a camera. We're drawing a podcaster right now, by the way. I'm drawing a typical podcast. And this is all related to hostile work environments. Sorry. Now, so I get this message saying that they've been doing this long enough and they deserve to be on little bar shows. Emphasis on little bar shows. And to me, I'm like, that's disrespectful to the good people of that bar who are out there. That's their Tuesday night, okay? That's their experience And I don't treat it like a little bar show. I treat it like Carnegie Hall. I always treat it like Carnegie Hall. Okay. And so when this comedian said that, that it's just a little bar show and they should headline. It's not even be on it. Right? They wanted a headline. They were like, look, you've got a little bar show and I'm gonna headline it, baby, all right? And you're gonna like it and you're gonna tolerate that, all right? Otherwise, you're a dick. And I didn't like that attitude. Now hello, Eduardo, how are you? Tell us about your day or tell me what to draw. I'll rant, but I will respond to my comment section. Okay? Don't worry. I love you guys. You guys are the best. We're drawing a podcaster right now. So this comedian, I think they were very upset because I told them that if they wanted to do longer format or longer, joke or materials, to live stream like what I'm doing right now. You get me? I did it in front of no viewers. I've done it in front of 4 viewers. At one point, I swear to God, I had 20 viewers on it. But I do it. I have no problem doing that, and it helps you grow. It helps you stay focused, and you build material and content or whatever. But at the end of the day, you learn how to connect with people, and that's why I like live streaming. Okay, because you learn how to organize your thoughts, stay on topic, and then you kind of interact with someone that vibed with you. So when I suggested to this comedian who was asking to headline, simply because they wanted more time on stage to do their act, I was like, you know what? Something that helped me was live streaming. And they took offense to that. They did not like that. That's when they hit me with I have enough material and I've been doing this long enough that I should be headlining your little bar show. And I was like, oh my God. And they were right, they were right. They're the funniest person I've ever met. Honestly, they blocked me. I don't know, I think they unfollowed me, which brings me to the other thing about something to watch out for is the follow-unfollow method of Instagram, okay? Do you really have 1,000 followers, or is it follow-unfollow? Sorry. So now, I feel bad, honestly, because I feel that I've now missed out on the greatest comedian of our generation. And I could have had a chance, but it's unfortunate. I didn't want to come off as offensive, but when they're sending screenshots of my messages back at me, like if they're kind of admitting like, hey man, I'm about to hit social media. I'm like, okay, dude, all right. I mean, now I'm not gonna name drop. You see, because I'm not like that. Right? I'm not gonna have a little podcast, do all the name drops, talk a bunch of shit, and then bleep out people's names. Now, full disclosure, okay? What I just said about right now, that's a completely different comedian than who I'm talking about, right? I'll just leave the name. I'm that organized. I can organize my thoughts because I live stream normally when I remember. Okay, I'll be honest. You don't want to know why I don't live stream as much often? I have mental health issues. They get really bad. I go what they call crazy. You get me? Appreciate the likes, by the way, people. I love you so much. It's this part right here is one of the hardest things to draw. So I'm gonna be getting out of the way. This guy has a weird chin, right? So as long as you just follow a certain idea of like, this is a plane, this is a plane, this is a plane, right? You can just start building your images, I guess. But I all straight up was having these panic attacks because the computer's not working. And granted, a lot of this was related to having dealt with hostile work environment. So there's like this rule though, right? If you say it on stage, typically it's okay. You know. Is it a good rule? No. Do people still get offended? Yes. But for the most part, comedians feel like they can just, you know, get up in front of an audience, say whatever you want, and because you've been doing it X amount of years, you're the best ever in the world, and everybody needs to recognize this. The problem is my style is very much just random, weird, and dumb, and I like it, or I try to. For the time being, I've been booking comedians who I feel can follow along. Not necessarily go along with whatever jokes I'm doing, but more like not get stumped or thrown off by the fact that whatever I'm doing for my show is so effing weird, or just not a normal stand-up comedy show. And it's not like I'm a thinker. It's I guess borderline prop comedy. It's just been for the last few months too. It's not even that big of a deal. But I gotta think. I'm like, why do you want to be on this show right now? Like, are you trying to make people laugh, or are you just trying to get attention right now? And I think that's the reason why all these comedian podcasts fail. And I ain't talking about the famous one. Like, I'm not talking about the Joe Rogans out there. No, I'm talking about people who have been comedians for over 10 years, and they've had a podcast for about 8 or 9 of those years, and you're wondering, like, why doesn't anyone actually follow you? Like, why hasn't the algorithm actually hit? And I'm sorry to say this, it's because you're a dick. People find out you're a dick. Eventually, they hear the way you talk, they hear the way you interact with the chat. Sorry, Christus, I'm so sorry. Hello, how are you? I am talking shit. Please tell me that the audio is good, that you can't hear me. But we are talking, we're finally allowed to talk now, by the way. We got permission. So we've been ranting a massive shitstorm. And while drawing, some podcasters out here. And so what's been going on, though, all right, is I am a stand-up comedian, right? I've been doing it for 13 years, and there's some comedians that I know that I've met personally that are, let's call them more famous than me, but if you were to, like, YouTube their name, you would not find them. It is kind of low. Yes, sir, it is. Oh, God damn it. Like my audio? Me? My voice? Why? How? But do I have filters? No, I don't. Shit. Hello, Maddie loves to draw. How are you been? You can always suggest for me to draw something. I will do my best. We're trying to draw a microphone right now, like one of those overpriced microphones that people need to get to validate what they're saying. Much like of what I did. I'm low right now. How am I low? Christus, if I listen to this later and it's too loud, I'm going to be so mad. Okay, give me a second. Quality control. All right, Christus. I mean, I love you. I think you can never do anything wrong. I'll draw Messi. All right, this podcaster is talking shit about Messi. Let's do Messi from memory, as usual. Or should I do... Can I draw Messi doing stand-up right now? Maybe I can. Let's see. All right, I think I can add his face over here. We're gonna... I might lose part of his head, but we're gonna... We'll get Messi. All right, Messi from memory. No, I don't know. I'm gonna get mad if I don't know how to draw him. Last time it was a doozy. Okay, let's see. Messi doing stand-up comedian. This is a nose. Okay. And A word of advice: if you ever do stand-up comedy, please don't put the mic on your chin and spit into it. That microphone belongs to someone. All right, I need to look up messy real quick so I have a reference picture and I don't start swearing. Oh, maybe I should do the Funko Pop messy. So then it comes. Okay, now I can do this. I can do. Yeah, I can totally do this. All right. He looks like Titus Tech Bites, or Linus. Sorry, he looks like Linus Tech. All right. I got this, people. I got this. All right. These lines that I just drew earlier are inconsequential. Please do not judge me on them. I did not know what I was doing. Okay. Messy doing stand-up comedy. We got this, dude. I got this. This is gonna come out. This is gonna be the best thing ever. Shit. There you go. Anyways, can I use a chair to do stand-up? You can. You can. You know what? If you want to be really original, you should pretend to have intercourse with the stool on stage. That is extremely original. And I've seen that at open mics before, and then when a certain popular comedian or that has the most popular podcast ever, apparently, I remember I saw him doing it. I was like, how is he doing this? And I was like, isn't this a booked show? Isn't Netflix a booked show? This is open mic stuff, man. So I got messy, dude. Do you see him? I see him. Dude, I'm gonna nail this today. Last time we messed up bad, but tonight is a new night because I've been drawing the president. I'm gonna show those in a minute. But we're gonna keep. It's all about form. You get me? Like just follow the shape of whatever BS they kind of have. Does that make sense? Follow the form of whatever BS they kind of have. Body shape, okay? Follow the form. This is gonna be the greatest drawing I've ever made. But so what we've been ranting about, Mr. Christus, is, we have some people in my local, what we call comedy scene, that they like to go around calling themselves the shit, right? But the moment they post anything on YouTube, if it does good, and honestly, actually, one point, shout out to YouTube people for being mostly supportive, right? But every now and then you get one of these comics that say, nah, I hate YouTube, I hate posting stuff on there because people are such haters. And you think, well, why? Why would people be such haters? And then you go and you see what they posted, and you go, oh, shit. Oh, my God. Because I'll be honest, I've gained subscribers off of some of my worst drawings, okay, which probably will be this one, because I'm using a Sharpie. I could do it the traditional way with the lumen's head, but I don't want to. All right. This has always been. I'll be like, I'm trying to get into animation. So really, what this has always been is, how good can I get at drawing fast and efficiently and accurately? So when I messed up on Messi, well, this is going to be the greatest drawing of Messi ever made, but it's all to just learn how to do these in-betweens and stuff, because I'm not going to use AI. I don't believe in using AI. I feel like I would legitimately hate myself if I just started using AI to make some of this stuff. It's like, no. And that's one thing I've been wanting. I've been wanting to do a whole YouTube video about this, where stand-up comedians, especially the ones in my little circle or whatever, gotten very used to using AI. It's like just a thing with them now. It's like, hey, who has a really dumb joke that you can't find anyone to do a sketch of, you can't do an impression of. So I'm gonna type it into Sora, and I'm gonna make a really disturbing AI image of my dumb bit. And like to them, and this is what I'm saying, like earlier, of if you say it on stage, it's generally just perceived as okay, you know, and but the moment you put it in video form, now it's popping up on someone's feed, and they're not asking for it. They don't want to see your humor and the context that you're using children for. You get me? Like that to me is what disturbs me, is when I see AI videos of kids. I'm like, oh, that's gross. Like, don't. And so I've had to, let's say, mute a few people because it's kind of, come on, people. Like, let's have some class. Just a little bit of class. This goes a long way. This is messy. You go off, King. Yeah, of course, because we. By the way, I just plugged my headphones. I can hear you just from the left side. It's not my headphones. Ah, wait. So it's. Did I touch something? Sorry. Okay, let's see. Did I touch some? Christus, I need you to use more words in context, because I don't know if you mean like I go off audio-wise, or am I ranting about just stuff? But God damn it! Is it? How is it? What do I do? Something about. I know what you're talking about. How it's not your thing, or your earphones. I just want to check my settings real quick to make sure I don't have anything weird. No, I should be good in terms of what I am transmitting. So I'm checking again here. Receivers, transmitters, device management. Oh my god. Is it like only my sound? Only my audio, or do you hear the music? No, I meant about your rant. Just go out. Oh, for sure. Thank you. So about the earphones, do you get music from both sides, or is it all audio is coming from one side? I think that would help me resolve. Tonight is brought to you by Mountain Dew Baja Blast Lime Flavor. Okay, if we're gonna do a quick review of this tastes a lot like what you think Sprite is gonna taste like, but it never does. And I'm pretty sure this is a million times worse for you than Sprite ever could be. Okay, yeah, so it's something I've probably pushed. Thank you, Christus. We're gonna be, oh my god, is it that? Maybe okay, I know what to do. Do I? No, I don't. Strong. Basic. Wait, hello? Who's vibrating right now? Sorry, give me a second. Somebody. Oh. Give me what? Sorry, 1 second. This has got it much more intense. I think I've been like recording on the wrong one. No, never mind. Okay, so I'm on the right one. Basic. Am I basic right now? Okay. Then I come here. No, it's not that one. No, it's not that. No. I think I'm like. There we go. Okay, that should work now, right? Yeah, I think, finally, I think I am dark. Hello, hello, Anime Captain. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate that comment, actually. I feel like that's what we've been looking for, right? All right. I think now we got it. Hello, Wish Infinite. That's a great name. That's a great name to... If you ever meet a genie, you won already. Hopefully it's not like an infinite amount of like really tricky wishes. Seems like a bad deal, but... Anyway, this is Lionel Messi doing stand-up after a failed soccer career. Like, what if he missed all those goals, right? Nobody ever takes that into... Would you still love Messi for who he is if he didn't score all of those goals? That's messed up. And I would love if somebody could answer, why is... Oh, thank you, Wish Infinite. Thank you for the W. Why is that one soccer player so famous on YouTube? Is it like just a meme to like him, or what's his Ronaldo? No, that's not Ronaldo. Yeah, Cristiano Ronaldo. Right. I remember Ronaldo was a different player, right? That's the... Am I getting the name wrong? I thought it was Diddy. I think we all thought it was Diddy. I never liked his music. I never liked any of his or what they call orchestrations. So kind of tie would... I believe in wearing a tie when doing stand-up comedy. If you look more formal, the more dumb and ridiculous you can kind of say and be. Just remember to follow the law, you know? There are some comics, like I've seen... Oh, thank you for Wish Infinite. But... yeah, there's some comics that kind of commit a low-key crime on stage. Now, granted, it is a rule to not snitch. Cristiano Ronaldo, yes. There's the old... Yes, Brazilian Ronaldo. He's not old. That means I'm old. I am old now, by the way. I am going to be turning even older now because I no longer remember how old I am, and I'm definitely over 30. But I'm not 35. So that was Messi doing stand-up comedy, bombing at a little bar show. Love this dream. Thank you. If you have an obnoxious boss or teacher that you would like to describe, I would love to draw them. This does remind me of something, though. You know, I got a Merry Christmas message the other day, and like I said, we're allowed to talk now. Chaotic Industries is allowed to be public. Now, you know, it's funny because in a lot of ways, this is the official face reveal of the channel. I am 99. Oh man, dude, one can dream. If I can make it to 99, oh god damn it, man. I'd rub it in everyone's face. They go, oh, you see your friends and family dying. Like, I don't care. Sorry, let me finish this microphone real quick so it doesn't look like a ball of shit about to drip into someone's. Do apologize. Imagine if you get to be the most attractive person at the retirement center. That you have it made, man. It's okay. So, anyways, I got a Christmas text, right, from former coworkers of mine, and I told them, I said, this is unwanted contact by insert former employer's name here. This is unwanted contact by blank current and former employees of insert former employer here. And if you do not consent to this conversation being public, remove me from the group chat. Right? Now, if you've ever wanted to be removed from a group chat instantly, threaten all of them with going public. Now, granted, I'm gonna be honest with you, okay? They were wishing me a Merry Christmas, the sons of bastards people. They were straight up. They put me in a group chat to wish me a Merry Christmas. Like, how dare you? How dare you? And I was like, are you being condescending right now? And I hate condescending. Oh my God. Cannot stand it. So I responded with, if you don't want me to go public with who is texting me, because I think that's what scared them. They don't want to be like, oh shit, no. Please don't say our company's name. We still work for them, and they'll fire us if they find out we're talking to you. And as they should. As they should, because they are what we call toxic work environment. I hope you're wondering right now, what are these weird, obscene clouds you're drawing up here? Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to Miss Clown Body, okay? This person doesn't exist. This person cannot possibly be real. And by all intents and purposes, this person is not real. Mrs. Clown Body. She's not married, but we're calling her Mrs. Clown Body. Now, Mrs. Clown Body over here has done a lot of naughty things. And that's why the moment I said this is unwanted contact from former and current employees of a certain company, be careful. Because I might go public. I might say who it was. I might tell people who it was who talked shit about my deceased dog. Oh, that's right, people. Somebody on their staff thought it was funny to go around making fun of my deceased baby girl. And that was Mrs. Clown Body. Dun, dun, dun. Mrs. Clown Body hates dogs. Allegedly. Draw Trump. Oh, thank you, sir. Finally, for F's sake. We've been waiting for somebody to come around and like just, you wanna troll, huh? Look, watch this. I'm gonna draw Trump instantly. We're gonna bring you to Exhibit A. All right, if you wanna know what Chaotic Industries has been up to, I'm gonna tell you right now, I hate bullies. I don't like bullies. Now, Mr. Trump over here, okay, our dear president, at one point, he had a boyfriend, and his name was Kim Jong-un. Now, if you're wondering, where am I going with this? I am going to animate what is called the Trump tapes, okay? If you want to check out Audible, there are full interviews of Donald Trump talking to a reporter named Mr. Woodwell. Now, at one point, Mr. Trumpy here thought that the reporter he was talking to was on his side. So he told him everything. He said everything that was on his mind. He told him about COVID before everyone knew about COVID. He told him about shutting down the country before everyone knew about shutting down a country. But more importantly, people, he talked about Kim Jong-un, about the brave leader of North Korea. And that inspired me. To me, I was like, dang, dude. For once, you actually met a man in your life that loved you. And you could never be with him. And it broke my heart. I'm going to be honest, people. For a moment. Oh, by the way, so I'm going to do this cartoon, right? And he's always going to answer on a hot dog phone. I can draw Trump again if you want me to see how I'm doing these. Because I kind of have the idea down now. But But I just want to draw the love story of him and Kim Jong Un, because everybody essentially is gay shaming or gay bashing. Okay, when maybe if people were more accepting, this is how Kim Jong Un views Donald Trump, by the way. Okay, that's how he. And then this is what he really. And then I think this is one of my best drawings of a political leader ever. But let's do a quick tutorial on how I draw the president. Now, ironically enough, Mrs. Clownbody is a big supporter of this current administration. She's huge. She used to go around talking mad trash about the previous president, almost to the point of treason. To be honest, but again, I mean, this person doesn't exist, so I'm just making most of this up, right? Of course I am. Now, alrighty then. But in the story, China's biggest enemy, but in backdoor biggest friend. Should I do? No, it was Kim Jong Un. That was his best romantic friend, dude. Okay, so let's do a quick tutorial on how I draw Mr. President. So first thing is shape, right? So what kind of? Where's my thick? I need my thickness. Sorry. Let me get my thick marker. Okay. So I always like to start with the eyebrows, so then I know like how dumb and angry is he, right? So I'm gonna do, you know what? I never do innocent. This is gonna be innocent Trump, okay? This is where he hasn't done anything wrong, okay? You guys need to lay off of him, all right? This is the face that he makes. So it's all about gesture, and then I follow that original expression, and then all my lines are gonna go in that direction. So first I start with the eyebrow, right? This is I didn't do anything, I'm innocent, I was never on the airplane. I don't even know how to fly. I don't have a pilot's license. What are you talking about? No, it wasn't me. Quoting him, of course. All right, so and then the next thing I will do, right, is start pointing my lines in that direction. So that means, so his mouth, right, will be down here. And the amazing thing about drawing a monster is it gets to be ugly and it gets to be out of shape. So I always do like a little V for his mouth, and then we're gonna come down here for his wrinkly lips, right? And let's just remember gesture and form, and you know, he's still technically a human being, I guess. And so now we do the nose, and I always like to do something between kind of a upturned nose, but you can still kind of see his nostrils kind of situate, kind of like Bowser's nose, basically. So next, and I heard this from Todd McFarlane. He says monsters don't have clean teeth. Okay, so when you draw monsters, you don't draw, and then my teeth look so much cooler that way, to be honest with you. So never draw clean teeth for a monster is basically the lesson there. I'm gonna darken in the back real quick. But I always like to think, you know, what is he going through right now, you know? So right now he's denying something. Who knows what he's denying? We're going to say he's denying eating the last cheeseburger. They ordered 58 cheeseburgers, and now they're like, hey, some of those was for the Hegseth guy. You know, he's coming in, and now he's not going to have anything to eat. And then our brave leader is like, no, it wasn't me. No. No, of course. What do you mean? No, it wasn't me. It was that guy over there, and you know, he's pointing at a ficus. And so now, okay, this is something I do and I learned from live streams. I'm kind of etching where my next lines are gonna go. Again, continue with the idea of my expression going in that direction. So next I'm gonna add my shadow now that I kind of know. And I like to put in a dark shadow for his eyes because he doesn't really see. You get me? His perspective is relatively off. So we're gonna give him some shadows over his eyes. His bushy eyebrows are too high. Maybe if he got them trimmed, like, you know, when they floss your eyebrows off and it hurts, and then all you see is someone making like funny head gestures above you. Okay, the next thing though, I always like to make his hair as part of the reaction of what he's going through, right? It's kind of like the tail of a dog. So quick example real quick. All right. So here he's kind of stern. So his hair's kind of coming down. You know, he's kind of angry. He's stern right here. This is another example of when he's innocent, right? He's just kind of like, no, 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 it wasn't me. It wasn't me now. No, please, no, it wasn't me. So we're gonna have like kind of like this high oop, but it's gonna kind of come down on his face because he's innocent. He's completely innocent. And so the next thing you want to do is to remember that he's balding. Okay, he's balding. So how do we represent that? You basically just drive the hairline as far back as you can. Okay, I'm thinking planes and shapes right now. Planes and shapes. All right, I understand that his skull extends to the back of hell. Okay, now the rest of his hair needs to come over those planes, right? And that's how I build these shapes. Okay, this is it. This is him. They just confronted him right now too. They're like, they woke him up. They're like, Mr. President, did you eat 58 cheeseburgers? Those were for the staff. Those were for everybody. No, no, no. It wasn't me. It was a dog. There's a dog in the house. And like, there's no dog here, sir. We don't. So the other one too. Remember that the back of the skull, and you know, not to say that he's like everyone else, but the back of the skull is a very weird, disturbing area for every human being. I don't personally like it. I think we should cancel the back of the skull. I think everybody should just be flat-headed back there, and then it would make things very easy to draw. I think Trump sanctioned on you after seeing the story. Elon the Hut, orange color and shape. Didn't I draw Elon the Hut actually? I think we did, Christus. There, oh no, I don't think I posted it though. Damn, I don't even know where it is. There are some drawings where I was like, I think what happens, I'll have like the focus wrong on the camera, and it ends up being such bad quality because it's autofocusing and focusing. And I've noticed if I'm like responding to if I don't have like the right settings on the camera and I keep taking my hand away, the blurriness, like the way it keeps adjusting, can be very disorienting. Um, Sorry, we're adding as many wrinkles as possible, right? And again, the beauty thing about this is it doesn't have to look like him. It just has to feel like him. So that's always the tough part though, is like how ugly do you make it, but then it's not gonna read, you know? How do you But honestly, I feel for the guy to never never meet people that accepted him for who he is and just let him date the men he wants. That's sad. That's really sad, to be honest with you. It's a tough gig, man. Like your dad, like my dad loved me, and I know that feeling of like, wow, my dad's proud of me. To never know that, I feel for you. I really because it is. But you can't be a dick to other people, you know? It's like what I was saying about podcasts. This drawing will cover my dreams. No, it shouldn't. Um, Maybe if we draw it better, it won't be. Oh, that was the one thing I always like to add. You know, drawing freaking what's this stupid Dragon Ball Z and the other one you guys keep coming around. Those actually have helped me learn so much about form and doing these. That's kind of an innocent. I don't like this one too much, but I feel like I've captured his what we call. Right now he's tired, by the way. He looks really tired. I think that's what I'm trying to capture or, you know, send here is this aspect. I always try to give him some kind of, you know, protruding brow. I think let's do Elon the Hut over here. I did Elon the Hut. Oh my god. But we're doing only one stream today. It's finally, I think doing the double streams, or the dual stream, like one widescreen, one vertical, just kind of confused everybody and me, and it was like just more annoying to try to keep track of two chats instead of just giving attention to one. Which I think was gonna be one of the points I was gonna talk about when I was talking shit about the open micers that do podcasts, where the reason why they don't live stream is because they don't know how to interact with like the people. Now, some more drama, because that's what we're doing. We're drawing Elon the Hut. I happen to see a certain live stream where a very kind comedian who now he does Twitch streaming. He's actually pretty good at Twitch streaming. He's pretty likable. I still don't want to name drop because I haven't gotten permission from him to, reveal some of the things I've revealed. Okay, so this is what was revealed. He had these comedians on his podcast recently, or his like live stream. Sorry, never mind, because this guy's way more legitimate, I guess. So he had them on to kind of it was kind of like a charity event, which is also the other reason I don't want to make fun of it too much, because he was doing something nice for animals. But the Twitch streamer, and he's also a comedian, but he's a nice guy. I love him. All right, full disclosure for people in the future going like, who did he talk shit about? All right, so he had them on, and at one point, this beautiful Twitch streamer says, I miss my friends down in that area. And the guest that he had on goes, well, you don't have a lot of friends. And the Twitch streamer says, well, I like to think you're my friend. And his guest just stays quiet. Like just an audible silence. Like, when you ask someone like, hey, are we friends? And they just stay quiet. Do you know that feeling? I don't think I've ever really felt that feeling until I saw his live stream. Where I'm like, how do you ask someone, I like to think we're friends, and they just like stay quiet. They stared at him like, what happens next? And I'm like, wow, dude, you're oh man. And I got kind of mad. I'll be honest, I got kind of mad because I was like, that guy that you're talking to, like he thinks a lot of you. You guys have been doing stand-up longer than him. He looks highly on you. And when he asks you, are we friends? No, I'm gonna stay quiet. I'm like, we're not friends. I'm not even gonna pretend to be your friend. And I felt so bad for because I've had this guy on my booked show, and he's a super nice guy. He's pretty good, but I'm watching this whole live stream, and these people are just dead. Like they're dead on camera, if that makes sense. Like they're just it doesn't, whatever personality you have on stage does not translate the moment a camera gets in front of your face. And that's what happens a lot to these new podcasts and these new comedians. They think, oh, well, I got this great, I killed it the other night. Yeah, bro, where? I killed it at this pizza place. Oh, wow, amazing. So I'm gonna start a podcast, okay, and I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna react to social media accounts. All right, that's gonna be the podcast. I'm gonna invite other comedians, and then I'm just gonna react to memes and stuff. And then they wonder, after hearing this, I am feeling bad. Well, yeah, and this happens a lot. And it's with these same three comics that people keep booking them on their podcasts. And the only reason and it's sad, but the only reason they talk to them is because they're trying to get into the improv. That was what I think upset me so much with my Twitch streamer person, I guess, is that he was being sincere. Like he's a legitimate nice person, and unfortunately, he was interviewing some of the biggest shit talkers, and in our current industry. And they have this amazing YouTube channel. That's the thing. You know what? It is a rule as a YouTuber. You don't knock smaller YouTube channels, okay? So no offense to their YouTube channel. All right? They have thousands of unverified Instagram followers, that's sure. But, you know, their YouTube channel is technically a small YouTube channel, and so, you know, I'm also a small I'm not, you know, we got a small YouTube channels need to come together, okay, and talk shit about open mic. but anyways, I felt so bad, and then the rest of the interview was awkward. At one point, I'm gonna just call him my friend here, our Twitch friend. He wishes one of them happy birthday, and it just turns into another awkward pause. And I'm like, wow. I've never seen that. I've never seen someone wish somebody else a happy birthday and they get hated more for it. It was like, oh, hey, happy birthday, man. It was last Thursday, but okay. You know, not. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that. Thank you for wishing more life on me. No, we didn't get that. All right. And at one point, which was I think my favorite point of the whole podcast, the famous improv comedian says, and I'm quoting, gang, gang, y'all. Okay, let me do the reactions, all right? He goes, gang, gang, y'all. All right, because it was so funny and so cool because he had just, they had just won some type of contest. I'm not going to get into details because I don't want to bore you to death. But he had just won a contest among the three of them. And he just looks at the camera and he goes, gang, gang, y'all. And I go, whoa, dude. After 10 years of stand-up comedy, you finally get your big chance on this Twitch stream with 5 viewers, but just like this stream, okay? Respect, all right? They had 5 viewers. Now, granted, I was one of them. And I know for a fact the Twitch streamer and his wife were the other ones. And then one of the guests was also. So I think they had one person that they did not know watching the stream. And you want to know the biggest crime that they did with live streaming? They ignored the chat. And the whole time I was like, dang. And I felt bad because Mr. Twitch Stream, our favorite guy ever, he had somebody in his chat. And at one point, when these famous improv comics come on, he just starts ignoring the only guy that was actually interacting with your chat. And I really wanted to comment. I really wanted to jump in, but I would have to jump in as Chaotic Industries. And that means this is an official Chaotic Industries investigation. Now, this is where it gets twisted, okay? The guest that they had on, okay? I'm gonna do a quick sketch of them so I stop ranting about people, okay? I'm gonna just do a very loose sketch of these gentlemen so that we kind of have an idea of who or what I'm talking about. I'm gonna kind of give this guy kind of like a friar's head for some reason, okay? And then always very stern, kind of angry. He used to be fat, but he lost weight, so props to him, but his face is kind of whatever, never mind. So that's one, right? Then I'm gonna draw the other guy. Let's do, he has a beard, and it's not a beard, it's more like a 10 o'clock shadow, if that makes any sense at all. So he has about a 10 o'clock shadow, right? And then I'm gonna just, another stern face, but this one's just kind of straight bald, okay? Now, this one's just, there you go, that's perfect. But that's a super interesting thing about him is this beard. That's it, though. I'm sorry. That's all there is to him. So the next one wears a hat, and it's so interesting because he's always wearing a hat, even indoors, and that's again super cool. I don't know if you guys wear like these baseball caps whenever you're in front of a camera and lights are on you and they're trying to capture your face. You wear this baseball cap, right? So, anyways, once upon a time, and if you want to know like what's this real beef, bro? What is the real beef? But needs snake tug. Neek snake tug. So, what's the beef, right? Once upon a time, I went to an open mic hosted by this guy, okay? Now, at one point, this gentleman, he looks over to me, okay? And I'm over here. I'm gonna draw myself as a handsome devil here, okay? With a strong chin and pouty lips and a... Sorry, give me 1 second. There, okay, this is me. I am this strong devil chin. Now I'm wearing, for full context, this is all related, I'm wearing black scrubs. Now I don't want to waste a bunch of black ink, so I'm gonna draw a tiny little set of black scrubs, okay? That's all I'm wearing because I was a respiratory therapy teacher and I would wear scrubs when I'm teaching respiratory therapy, okay? So let's have a quick summary. I'm at an open mic, okay? I'm there just wearing black scrubs. The host of the open mic, who for now will remain nameless, he looks at me and he calls me the F word, but it's not fuck, it's the other one. He looks right at me and he calls me the F word because of what I'm wearing. And I'm like, wait, what? and I'm like, now granted, full disclosure, he is on stage when he says this, okay? So by the rules of engagement passed on by Bartholomew and Barbosa, okay, he's a comedian. He said it on his, eye level bar. They have like a show at a golf course, and they put names in a stupid hat, and then they pull it. They put topics. Okay, they put topics in a mic, and then people riff on it because people don't know material. So it's funny because he's this looks like it's pointed towards him, but I'm gonna put a bubble, and then he's saying that about me. Okay, so it doesn't look like I'm calling him that because that would be offensive. Okay, he was calling me that. All right, so now I'm wondering. All right, dude, you wanna like call me let's call it a homophobic term, all right, just because I'm wearing black scrubs. Now that from that moment on, I was suspicious, very suspicious, that he may not be funny. Okay. Now, one thing that I didn't really say to him because I feel like it would have been rude, but also there was people talking and nobody could really hear me when I said it. But the thing that I feel that he should know. What people used to say about him is this, okay? So I'm gonna move this out so I don't have an obscene word censored on my beautiful live stream, okay? My PG rated live stream. What people used to say about this comic was that the only interesting thing about him was his lovely, lovely girlfriend, who I agree was extremely charming, very supportive, and everybody, I swear to God, everybody thought she was an absolute sweetheart. And we would always say the same thing when we would go out, because he would go on stage and everybody would leave because we figured, okay, he's up now, nobody has to listen. We would go outside and we'd be like, how? And this isn't me, by the way, sorry, I don't want to quote other people's jokes, but people would wonder, how is she still with him? And there was this one comic, he would say, oh my God, she has to sit there through all of it. And it was true. That's how amazing of a person she was. She would just sit there straight up supporting this guy on stage with it because everybody else would leave, and he would just be bombing. And the thing about him is he would do the same jokes, and it's, I mean, like, if you're doing the same jokes in front of the same 4, 5, 8 people, like, we're gonna leave to smoke a cigarette. Now I stopped smoking cigarettes, full disclosure, and I'm very proud of that. And I think, it's a stick figure. It's a stick figure. Leave it alone. It's a stick figure. Leave me alone. So honestly, this is kind of a sincere thing. I feel like it's something that he should know about, that I think what he needs to do to excel his comedy career is find his ex-girlfriend again. Because there was a story that made her very interesting that he would do over and over and over. Like, every time he went up, he would bomb whatever new material he had, and then he would go, "My girlfriend's a stripper," and then boom, everybody found it funny. Everybody thought, "Oh my God, he has a joke, everybody. Is she really a stripper though?" Yeah, yeah. And then he would tell people where she works, and then everybody would be like, "She's such a nice person." And I agree, is a very nice person. And they broke up. But you know what? They broke up. He became a, I know I'm saying famous improv comic, but I don't want to get into defamation with the improv. You would have to do a lot of YouTube searching to find him. It's like one of those like channels where you have to scroll down to find. Like, even I could name drop all of them right now and I'm okay. Like, none of you would know who I'm talking about. That's perfectly fine. And even if you were to try to search them, you can't find them. All right. But me, if one of you ever finds out my real name, you can find certain stand-up comedy clips of mine. Dun, dun, dun. And I think the truth is that, I always knew that as a stand-up comic, people are going to find out who I am. It just happens. You go out to a live show, people are always saying, "Thank you, and they say my first name, and I go, "My name is not that. My name is Chaotic Industries." Okay? And apparently, it's Audrey Tate and his brother. I think so. It might be them. I think he's definitely a distant cousin. But this is the guy that, like, earlier, he was on that podcast, and the Twitch streamer asked him, like, "I like to think you're my friend," and he gave this face. This was his response to, "Are you my friend?" Was this face. No response, no anything. It was just, he didn't say this part, Then we're gonna continue going here, people. We've got a lot more to catch up on. We're going to talk about something that I think is very important as artists to recognize, okay? Do you know who Mangotron is? Mangotron. Type it, spam it in the chat. Mangotron lives. Please spam that in the chat, okay? Mangotron. I didn't know it was real. I swear to God, hand on Mother Mary, I did not know that a giant half robot, half monster, half mango entity was real. I've been making fun of Mangotron for about, I swear to God, like a year and a half, like about half a year. I've been going up in front of people and I will talk about Mangotron. And I'll be like, there is this giant robotic mango, okay? And he's out to get ya. He's powered by the juices of a mango. He's half robot or part robot. And the acidity of a mango powers this robot, right? This is where it gets twisted, people. Okay, I swear to God, I'm going something. Where did Mangotron live? Now, I had to think of somewhere where he lived. Mangotron is from Honduras. I shit you not. Okay? I always said Mangotron is from Honduras. And I would go around and be like, and you better be careful with the Honduran government because they're sketchy. They've got Mangotron out there, and he's destroying all the chicken. He's eating all the boars. Okay, because I was part of it too. Ladies and gentlemen, I was right the whole time. You Google Honduras right now, and you go, whoa, what the heck is going on over there? I was right. There's like food shortages, and people are, it's not free. And they arrested the president? I was like, what? This is before the Venezuelan one, by the way. Okay. And I was just trying to find a South American country that didn't have like anything on the news. Like how can I, I don't want to make fun of people who are actually suffering. That's kind of one of my rules. Like if I'm going to make fun of like politics or global events, I like to make fun of, or I like to make up whoever I'm talking about and try to reference reality as much as I can. But I don't like talking about real cities or people, because if somebody actually died in that event, I don't want to make fun of it too much. But that's why I picked Honduras. And I was like, I'm going to make up a character named Mangotron. Mangotron is part, I just wanted to make a joke about a robotic mango, okay? You want to know why? Because I'm thirsty. I crave mango juice 24/7. All I've ever wanted is gallons and gallons of mango juice. I want just real mangoes that are ripe, that aren't lying to you. Not like these weird mangoes that feel ripe, and then the moment you open it up, it looks like the fucking alien coming out of its egg. And I'm like, nah, dude, what the fuck, man? But anyways, that's what inspired Mangotron. I didn't know Mangotron was real. I was just being an artist. But this is the scary thing about being an artist, is you can sometimes predict the future. And you don't want to predict the future, You want to believe that she's going to text you back, but she never is. She's not. She's gone now, Mangotron. But that is the story of Mangotron, a very true story. And thank you so much, Anime Captain, for subscribing. I appreciate you. We just saw the notification. If you have another suggestion, please, by all means, throw it in the chat. I always forget that I need to type in probably like, tell me what to draw, and then people who show up will tell me what to draw. But we are finally, do I pin it? Should I ignore myself? But yeah, so I am going to be going back to school. I am going to be a college boy once again at the proud age of, I think I'm 32. No, I'm not. No, I'm 31. Oh my God, thank God. There's still time. Anyways, I'm 31. And I'm going to be going back to video editing, and then also video game development. All online, thank God, right? And I'll be straight, man. I just want to tell stories. I just like saying funny videos, or making something that's just funny, my dream has always been to make my paintings move. It's like, so I'm going to be learning how to make video games. And my dream, honestly, I don't want to sound like a scumbag too much, but I want to make the animations for slot machines. Because I just feel we could really elevate, how people lose money. But I hate slot machines personally, to be honest. And the reason why is because it looks boring. Like, what's the point of interacting with that game? You don't do anything, I don't like games that make it seem like you can do something but you can't, right? I changed my name, but I remember seeing you. Hello. Um, you would have to say your previous name. I wouldn't remember. I'm so sorry. It's been a while since I've live streamed. I'm just talking about my future. I want to get. I'm gonna learn video editing and all of this. Um, but originally, I went to school for respiratory therapy, and then what we call shit went down. But Taylor Swift. Oh yes, I believe I can. Yes. Did I draw Taylor Swift for you and it came out pretty masculine? I think I kind of remember drawing that. Um, but we are along. I just want to take a moment and just say that I really, really love Dynamite. Like I have this sincere love for sticks of dynamite. And it's why I continue to anthropomorphize on this channel. It I just want to remember a hero right now. I want to let you know where the chaotic custodians stand, I guess. I love this scene. If you know this scene in history, this is one of my favorite moments in history, the Olympics. I forgot the runner's name, but he just stands in front of everyone and just puts up the fist. And then the guy in second place does it, so it pissed off the Nazis. And I was like, thank God, God bless you. That's a true American right there. Sir, now I am going. I hope we. Yes, thank you for running into. Thank you for subscribing. Wonderful running into you, Anime Captain. Please join us back. I'll try to live stream as regularly as I can now. But I tried looking you up, but I forgot your name. That's all okay, Ryan Davis, or Ryland Davis. But thanks again for starting out. And then Lex Fijalos. Hello, how are you? Welcome to the stream. If you have a suggestion for what we want to draw, I guess we're doing political scenes now. Apparently, we're getting very political now. This is from I think the 1930. Which Olympics is this? Sorry, let me Google this real quick. Olympics fist raise. You see, Google already knows. Let me see here. Oh, it was the. Oh, never mind. It was the 1968 Olympics. It wasn't with the. I mean, I'm pretty sure there were Nazis in the room, but after becoming famous, no, I'll never forget you guys. Do I remember who won the last Olympics? No. I don't remember anybody. This is just one of these scenes from history where they raised their fists to support civil rights, and I think it was the news station. I'm gonna have to look this up more. I don't want to say something and be off, but people were angry because they're like, oh, they're getting political on the Olympics, and it's like, man, what? They were like, oh, it was like when a certain someone put the knee or whatever. But anyways, as a quick summary, if you were missing, Mangotron is real. Apparently, he lives in Honduras. I didn't know. Have you watched the Hunger Games? I've seen the summary of the Hunger Games by a YouTuber, a certain YouTuber And if I could ever plug a channel, it would be her. She already has a bunch of millions of views on it, but you gotta look up. I forced my friends to film the Hunger Games for my birthday. If you haven't seen that YouTube video, it's almost like a shot-for-shot remake of the Hunger Games with some some woman playing like most of the parts. She plays Katniss and other, but I low key love them. Nice. Is that with the original Hunger Games or the YouTube video I've been ranting? I can't draw anything. Oh, can I draw the bird from the Hunger Games? I'm gonna do that. Like I'm gonna draw the symbol. So the reason though I don't watch it, yeah, the Mockingbird. No, yeah, I got you. No, I was just saying there was a YouTuber that did a whole thing on them. I smell art. Hello, Pookie Dookie, yay, yay. Yeah, we've been. This is Mangotron. He apparently is a real thing that I've been joking about. This is the 1968 Olympics. This is the ex-girlfriend of a current comedian that called me the F word, but the really, really bad F word, not the, the normal F word. All right, I'm gonna officially bleep this out because I don't want to upset anyone. I really care for my viewers and my subscribers. Again, I was called that. I didn't call anyone. But so the reason, the reason why I don't like the Hunger Games is it's just me, or why I wouldn't watch it, to be more accurate. I don't like seeing kids die or get hurt. Like I get that's part of the story or whatever, but to me personally, it just, oh my God. Sorry, give me a second. I clicked on an image and then a bunch of windows started opening up. Sorry. Okay, I'm gonna do the Mockingjay though symbol for you so that we can compensate for not liking the Hunger Games, and I do apologize. Can you draw a demon? Oh, I think I kind of already did, but we'll draw another demon. Let me start a new page here. All right. Let me draw the Mockingjay really quick, and then I will draw a demon. Ow. Or should I draw a demon with the Mockingjay shirt? That's good. Yeah, that way we save space. Okay, we'll do a demon with a Mockingjay shirt. So first I'm going to draw the Mockingjay. What kind of angle is this? This is horrible. What bird would put its... That'd be a very big shirt. Hello. Bro, I'm so sick. Oh, God. Draw Yoonchip. I will look up who Yoon-K is. Sorry. And then we'll get to it. So it'll be this, and then a demon, and then Yoon-Ki. How long have you been sick though? And then hello, Jade Kira Shuffle. How are you? Jade Kira Shuffle. Okay, let's see here. I was sick for a while. I got sick after New Year's, or like New Year's Day, and I really wanted a live stream or like make more videos. I don't know if you guys seen me imitating Marco Pierre White, but I'm trying to hit 50 to live. It's you'll get there, but yeah, and I'm not the only one. I've run into some more people that were sick for as long as even now. I think today, I want to say is the first day that I'm talking normal with my, which as unfortunate as that might sound, with my normal voice. Uh, but I did kind of miss the raspiness of being when I was sick. I sounded very I want to say the PG version of what I'm thinking. Very cool. There we go. And I was like, I wish my voice sounded like this all the time, but the problem is there could also be a big problem if I sound like this. But luckily the raspiness has kind of resolved itself. I still kind of have it though. I don't want it to go away. I want a raspy voice. I've been sick for like 2 months. Whoa. For sure. So, for sure, animal support for animal lovers. And then shout out to all the new subscribers once again. Love you all. And if you're returning, love you even more. But I grew with shorts, or like, you know, short form content. Yeah, you know, for me, I didn't even know that you needed 50 subscribers. I took a lot of my advice from um, video game streamers, or like just video game tutorial, like, sorry, from YouTube videos that give you advice on how to make a video gaming channel. All right. There's not a lot with how to grow an art channel in terms of like what you need, and because I think it seems a little simple or whatnot, but you don't find a lot of them. But for like to grow a video game YouTube channel, you do find a lot, and so I got a lot of my advice from there. But the idea is you use short form content to gain subscribers, but it's also be careful with using you want to be careful using with what audio you pick. If you pick the type, you know, where like there's some people that use this sound to go viral kind of stuff. It's like one of the worst situations to end up in is where you had a bunch of people that subscribed but aren't gonna watch your stuff. So when you use those types of like audios, like use this audio to go viral kind of stuff, you're gonna get views, but you might not get subscribers. And if you do get subscribers, they might not be the most loyal, you know, around. I also recommend to not to like well, one, if you're of age, like, okay, you know, follow this. But if you're not of age, you definitely need to have your parents involved. If you're live streaming and you're not of age or whatever, you really, really need to have a parent involved. Yeah, for sure. Like I would say have a parent as a moderator, just to be like reviewing your chat, because even me, like, there's been sometimes where people will come around and they'll comment something I don't really know about, and if it wouldn't be for one of my normal viewers, you know, like I totally would have fallen for for something dumb. But yeah, with I think just getting to that subscriber mark, it really just comes down to how likable are you. And I don't want to say that whoever you are right now isn't good enough. It's more like, how approachable or how comfortable are people gonna feel if they do happen to interact with you? You know, because when somebody comments, you know, they're considered, okay, well, do I want to talk to this person? Do I actually want to talk? And then why am I talking to this person? So a lot of YouTube videos just say comment and subscribe, like, comment, but comment about what? Like, what do you want me to talk about? What do you want? What are you posting that's making me want to comment? So I think once you like get into that headspace, whatever, it's like mindset or whatever, I think it should come a lot more natural to do long form. I've also stayed away from long form because I'm such a perfectionist, and the worst thing about, like, when you're editing a video is, like, all of a sudden the audio is unusable, or one of the worst things is where it's called banding. So you'll record something and all of a sudden you see like the shadow going over it. You see that in your video. You'll see like a shadow just glossing over and it's because the frame rate of your camera isn't like the same as the light source that you're using, because every light technically flickers, but it flickers so fast we can't see it, or some lights do that, sorry. So some cameras are gonna pick that up, and it's called, again, banding. It's like this little shadow that goes over, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. So you'll report like I mean, sorry, you'll record like an hour. Like, I'm like, for me, I even I didn't post a video, and even recently I unlisted it. So I mean, somebody can still watch it, but I unlisted it because the stupid the light was doing this dumb thing with the shadows, and it makes it look so, it's almost nauseating. Like, once you see it, you can't unsee it, and so you just kind of keep seeing like this thing just constantly going over and like, oh, and there's no way to get rid of it. It's like, oh wait, sorry, no, there is a way. You have to like increase the setting on the shutter speed. But so just a heads up, like, if you're ever recording something, right, and you just see like this kind of what's called banding again, and it's like continuous little thing, you want to adjust your shutter speed. But when I record, especially when you like first start, you don't know about this stuff. So you make, like, you know, a nice little 10-minute video, and I'm a stand-up comedian, so I recorded myself doing comedy, and I'm over here cooking and talking shit about my bosses and stuff like that, but then the video is just absolute shit. So it's one thing too to consider about when you're making long form. Like, let's say you want to make a very personal video, like, just consider, like, okay, you know, maybe you want to express yourself, but you're going to be posting it with like bad audio and bad all of this stuff because you're still learning. Maybe it's best to learn with other videos. And then I low-key always wanted to make like an art channel. Yeah, so I'm gonna be honest, this wasn't what I was trying. And I mean, I'm still technically not like this isn't gonna be my main focus. But I didn't set out to do this. This is just something that my subscribers, or the people, or my viewers, really, the ones, they started suggesting, hey, you should just do like a drawing live stream. Because what I was doing originally is kind of just rants, like what I was doing like probably like an hour ago or whatever. I was just kind of ranting and drawing. And people would come on and just kind of as a troll, suggest for me to draw something dumb or random. But I would take it seriously and I would try to draw it to my best. So, one thing I think what you can do, because when I post shorts and I say, like, tell me what to draw, or from tell me what to draw, I'll get some people that will suggest stuff. So, one thing you might want to do is like make a short form video of you drawing, and then in the comment section be the first one to comment and say, and ask, do you have any suggestions? So don't put it in the video, put it in the comment section. It's for them to suggest what to draw next, and that gives someone a reason to subscribe and then actually watch you later. All right, let's draw a demon real quick. Sorry if that took a long time, people. Whenever I draw birds, I always focus on, all right, let's draw a demon. Let me see, I haven't done kind of more like a bull demon. Right here. BRB, for sure. Take your time. Today we are drawing a demon. Sorry for the wait. To the person who suggested it, understand that although it might take forever, we will get to what you suggested, because that's what Tell Me What to Draw is all about. Drawing whatever random crap people come on here and suggest for me to do. Apparently, it makes people feel happy sometimes. So I'm like, all right, I'll keep doing it. Even if it means I have to watch my language, because who knows who the hell comes in. But that's why we try to talk about being a stand-up comedian for as much as we want. Or I mean, for as often as we can. To give people fair warning that, like, no, I'm a comedian. I say shit. I say bad shit. I say bad shit all the time. Like, I'm nice sometimes. All right. I'll shut up with the bad language. I can keep it quiet for like 30 seconds or so. And all of a sudden something's going to happen and I'm going to start swearing up on Mother Storm. I always like putting my demon. Oh, you know what? I want to give him a kind of this muscularly. We never get to do that. Collarbone and collar. You know what I really hate? Maybe more than anything. I'm nice sometimes. The I really hate that, like this part right here, right? Your shoulders. If somebody comes up and starts massaging them, it feels great. But the moment you start massaging your own shoulders, this is just, oh, whatever, it doesn't feel as good. That's not fair. Not fair that if somebody else massages your shoulders, it feels fantastic. But the moment you start, like, granted, now I have one side that I can massage and I get relief on. But if the moment I start doing the same thing to the other side, hello, Plata Duck, how are you? Do you have a suggestion? Is it a duck? This is a demon. This is Tell Me What to Draw. And Chaotic Industries is finally allowed to talk. That's why we're being extra weird today. Because before, we weren't allowed to talk because we were involved with a hostile work environment. And we didn't know if we were going to sue their asses even more. So That's why we weren't talking, because you don't know what you might slip up and say some shit. You get me? You don't want to jeopardize a potential lawsuit. So, but now we're good. We're all good now. We're all good. We're gonna go to film school. Okay, that's what's gonna happen. Neck, shoulders are, yeah. I like to just, when in doubt, I'll show, you know what, just to, I don't want to get canceled later on as a fake artist. This is what I've been referencing the whole, whenever I go below the neck, I just reference Batman. And I just think this is literally why I got this figurine, so I could use it as a model or action figure, sorry. And I do play with it sometimes. I mean, I wish I would have had this as a kid. Imagine this as a kid, man. I would have freaking smashed it everybody. I think it was like $40 or more. I don't remember how much this was. But I'm pretty sure this is one of those things that I should have kept in the box and it would have been worth thousands. But I'm not gonna, dude, it's an action figure. Sorry. This is so cool to hold. I know you want to hold this because it's so cool and awesome, but you don't get to. Anyways, so get something, because point of the lesson, get something that you know you can use as a reference. And to me, I'll never forget Batman. So once I'm trying to reference this part right here, but the light is like messing. There we go. That's a lot better. That side angle, and just to think of like the planes of the muscles and the anatomy, right? And also it was an excuse to get Batman. You know what I mean? There's a lot more Batman stuff up here, but I'm gonna end up breaking and dropping everything if I continue this. But we do have the 1960s Batman Hot Wheel here. We're obsessed with Batman. Anyways, all right. I always honor the comments. But yes, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm gonna look up who Yoon Che is. Is this a bad word? Hopefully not. I hate it when I like read something and then all of a sudden it's like, who knows what that is? I don't know what this is. I don't want to draw this person. I'm not gonna draw you. I apologize. I will not draw. I will not draw that individual. I'm not sure who that is or what they're up to. And I don't want to get in trouble because I offended somebody or whatever. So for all I know, they might support taxing the moon. Have I ever drawn a moon person? Oh my god, I've never drawn a moon person on here. Okay, I'm gonna draw a moon person real quick. These people are real, by the way. They're real. And they're gonna get you. Alright, so first you start with the eyebrows. Now moon people are always angry. Right? They're mad that you're not on the moon because moon people are here to abduct you. And then they don't have noses because then they would be a lot harder to draw. So moon people don't have noses. And then they do have, yeah, they have like these weird Dragon Ball Z eyes that I didn't rip off of Dragon Ball Z. And then their head is basically just the moon. And you do kind of give it some craters. And every moon person's different, you know, so you can get a little bit more creative and give some more craters or make it more. But as long as you follow the arcane rules of the moon people, which is that they're always angry, no noses, you know, you can pretty much draw yourself a moon person. You know, this little shade, okay, if you're trying to get better at drawing faces, just put this little piece of shade underneath the lip. All of a sudden, you're the greatest artist who have ever lived. We all have this like piece of protrusion. I guess our lips like kind of come out a bit, right? And they cast a shadow. I keep saying shade. It's technically right. Can you call it that? Is that, yeah, right? Like this isn't a shadow. This is shade. What's the difference between shadow and shade? Um, anyways, so you have this shadow that's kind of cast, and so whenever you draw lips, just like add that little bit, and people will call you a great artist. Um, we are here. So draw Saturn. Okay, we are going to draw Saturn. Let's finish this moon person real quick. And moon people, strangely enough, they wear V-necks. And then they have very small bodies, very anthropomorphic bodies. Um, and they're kind of just, I guess, made up of the moon. There you go. It's moon person. All right. Now we all know what a moon person does. Sorry, I need to finish this because if I try to do like a short later, I'm gonna get so mad. I'll be like, this isn't good. This is not good. What was it that I was gonna? Oh, Saturn. Okay. Let's go with Saturn. I'm gonna go with. Should I go like a sleepy Saturn? I know, like. I love this channel. Thank you so much, Ryland. Um, we appreciate that greatly. Um, you know, it's nice to build a channel where you're not what we call constantly talking shit about open micers that do stand-up comedy alongside with you. Does that make sense? And I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm being a little facetious, but I know a lot of people because I'm a stand-up comedian. If you didn't know, right? If I haven't said it for a millionth time, that like you just like, what's your channel about? Oh, talking shit about the people that we know. Like, oh no, what? To me, I was like, I straight up, I wanted to make a live stream that it just chills you out, you know. You can have it in the background. Okay. Hopefully, I don't say anything too offensive or whatever, but it's more like it's really just swearing. I never really cross any lines, but it is just the vibe out. Maybe go to sleep too. Like if I usually stream late at night, and we draw Hatsune Miku. I've drawn that person before. Hello, X Rixa. How are you? Let me look at who I feel like I know who that is. Hatsune Miku. I feel like I have. Oh yes, I've drawn. Yeah, yes. I remember this person. We only draw this individual from the neck up, though. Um, not the first person to come around. So please consider subscribing though. If I start drawing Hatsune Miku, I would appreciate the sub at the very least. All right, I'm gonna do my best. Let me do my best. I'm watching Seahawks versus Rams. Is that the Super Bowl? All right. I would like to do a Super Bowl prediction because I always predict this. I always accurately predict the Super Bowl. So if you guys want to cash in, all I need to know is who's playing. I don't know who's playing. I don't follow it. All right, Hatsune Miku. Hatsune Miku. Sorry. All right, let's do this. I'm gonna start with the mouth, even though I don't know what I'm doing. I'm gonna start way down here. Yeah, right here. Right here. Oh, you know what? I have one of those pens. Look, just for you, just for the occasion. Actually, that one would be better. Would it? Yeah, it would be. Damn it. All right, whatever. I'm gonna crack open one of these for you. All right. Oh, the game that's okay. So Rams are gonna win. Then I'm not watching the game. I don't know who's playing. I am psychic when it comes to the Super Bowl. The Rams are going to win. All right, then, people. Okay. Hatsune Miku. Sorry for the delay. I swear to God, she has a little nose that's literally that big. Okay, you come up here, and then there. All right. We got this. Ooh, this is a nice little brush. I've never used one of these before. I've used a brush pen before, but not this brand. I've always wanted this brand, but I don't know. She did it. Is that how big you're freaking? Okay, and then that's gonna be it. All right. I talk to myself when I draw, by the way. I try not to be self-loathing or self-deprecating as much as I can. Okay. This might be covering the wrong part of her face, but that's okay. I'm gonna just go with it. Go with it. Is that? No, because your eyes are freakishly big. So I get to do that. I'll mark you here. Then I'm going to kind of mark you here. Her hair is going to be kind of coming over her face, the part of her face. I hope that's okay. Let me center this more. Let me get this light right here. Where we're not. Okay, sorry. Yeah, I've never really followed football. I used to be in band, like in high school, and we would always watch the football game, or be forced to because we were in band. And I remember just thinking, like, I guess it's fun if you're there, but I don't know. I've never really, just kind of felt dangerous. It's a little dangerous. I do like drawing these anime people because it does teach me how to draw. Um, Once you figure out anime shortcuts for drawing, you're like unstoppable. You pretty much draw anyone you want. Bro, I'm just watching right now. No, for sure. Let me see. Let me see. We're not gonna see her eyebrows. Can't we see her? Her eyebrows are like. I kind of got her proportions a little off, but I think it's just like as long as the rest of the face goes with it, that's when you're just kind of allowed to do whatever you want. Okay, so then we have like. Now, is this the most disturbing thing I've ever drawn? That said hi, hello. Where are we? I live for the Seahawks. Where am I doing? Oh, I don't like Hatsune Niko. I'm just playing. I don't think I should have added that shadow under her or inside of her mouth. That made it look a lot more disturbing. And once again, we have failed at Hatsune Miku. I don't know how to say your name. Maybe because I don't watch the anime, I don't know how to draw it. Maybe if I drew sadness itself, I could. I would know how to draw that. All right, people. We have reached the point where I will be taking a break for right now. I'm going to be taking a short break. We will be back in a few minutes. Like the music just stopped. Nobody says anything. Fantastic. All right, I will be back in a few minutes. I'm going to take a small break. I'm going to be trying to go for as long as I bloody possibly can. So if you have something to draw, or maybe you want me to make fun of something, by all means comment. But we will be right back, people. About 5 minutes or so, 5 to 10 at the latest. But hang on tight. We'll be back. That's to record. Hello. Welcome back. All right. I believe we have Ren Goku on the docket. So we will be beginning that. And we will be continuing the stand-up comedy drama that we are pioneering here today on this live stream. If you're curious to finding out about the stand-up comedy drama, just go back before the stream. But I'll summarize. People like to talk shit. Okay. I'm going to be drawing Ren Goku, and we are going to be talking about the origins of Kill Tony, as told by somebody that, I was around the guy that used to wait in line to get on Kill Tony. Shocker. I used to be good friends with that guy. He used to come around, and we were kind of friends at one point. Now, once upon a time, this gentleman comes around and he's like, "Oh man, I gotta head down to LA." I go, "Why?" He's like, "There's roast battle." What the fuck is roast battle? And he goes, "It's only the hottest, coolest thing around as a stand-up comedian." I go, "What the?" And that's when I found out that down at the Comedy Store, what's considered the Mecca, used to be, they were having this thing where they would have open micers. An open micer is a comedian who doesn't get paid. And they only do open mics. Your paper. Yes. I think we're good. All right, this is going to be Ren Goku, for anybody wondering what the hell is Ren Goku and the origins. Kill Tony. So, my friend, who again, he's famous for standing in line for 4 hours to get on Kill Tony. I could say his name. I could say my friend's name or former friend. I don't know what the fuck he is, a colleague. And you wouldn't know who it is. So he's going to go down to the Comedy Store in Los Angeles because there's going to be a roast battle. That's where people, open micers, people who don't get paid to do stand-up, roast each other. And they're going to go at it. I'm going to bring up the most personal things in your life or that you've ever gone through, that you've done the mistake of posting on your Facebook or any other social media account. And I'm going to throw it in front of the face of about 20 or 30 people down at the Comedy Store in Los Angeles, California. Welcome, Quarter Gaming Y2W. How are you? Please tell us about your day or listen to the origins of Kill Tony. Now, I used to hear this about an open mic down at the Comedy Store where you have to stand in line for like 5 hours. And I would be like, I don't remember the documentary about Bill Hicks ever mentioning that he stood in line outside for about 6 hours. I don't remember that part. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm like, okay, let's see what happened at the Comedy Store. What has gone down since the time Bill Hicks, Richard Pryor, and Jeremy Ochoa, who was a very famous rug cleaner, when they used to be there, right? So I go down to the roast battle with my friend, and I witness one of these what they call roast battles. And my other friend was on the show. He was a gladiator in this battle of wits and valor. My friend's name is Tony, because I have no problem name dropping a good comedian's name. Tony Azar. I love Tony. Azar is an amazing, fantastic individual. Lovely, funny comedian. However, during this roast battle, the host, the people, the judges, they all had to keep bringing up the fact that Tony was black. They couldn't stop it. They just couldn't drop it. Now, as a comedian, I'm like, all right, I get it. It is, I guess, fair game, but that was kind of the only thing they kept saying about him. And the guy he's roasting that he's funny. It's okay. He has talent or whatever, but his jokes weren't as, at least in my opinion, right, weren't as funny as Tony's. However, when it's time to vote, right, they do like, oh, let's do a round of applause, people who here liked Tony. But and I'm quoting, remember, he's black though. People who are black don't do good here. And I remember thinking, like, what the fuck? Why are we only focusing on that? About Tony's an amazing comedian. And Tony lost that roast battle. He lost his battle of wits to somebody who I felt was an inferior opponent. And I remember thinking, like, they did 3 to 4 minutes before it ever started on how he's black and he's gonna lose because he's black. And they just kept going and going. This is Rengoku, by the way, for anybody wondering what I am drawing. What are you talking about? I am talking about the origins of Kill Tony, of where these comics come from. Because part of Roast Battle was this little thing that happened after Roast Battle. And everybody that was on Roast Battle would go over to this open mic, essentially. It was an open mic where this guy would make fun of you. At least that's what I remember it being described to me as. Rengoku is being destroyed right now, but we're gonna fix his eyes somehow. So, the other day I was going through roast battles, because every comic that you see on Roast Battle was a comic that you would then see on Kill Tony. Except, it's kind of one of like, what came first, the chicken or the egg? Because if you look into the history of roast, you're gonna end up with like the Friars Club and all this other shit. And then if you look up, you know, making money off of open micers, that's all of LA comedy. And again, an open micer, if you know, that's somebody who doesn't get paid for, no, for sure, by all means. So anyways, this gentleman who, let's just say, again, used to stand in line, my good friend, my old friend that I started this rant with, he was like, no, we gotta go get on Kill Tony. And I was like, I don't want to go stand there. I'm not gonna go stand in line. He was like, no, this is what you do. And then I look at the people and like the jokes that they used to make to roast, and I look at the level of jokes that they make now that like people get mad at them for, and this is like, what people everywhere in Austin comedy are getting mad at. And I'm like, these jokes, all of these things you guys are getting mad at are on a little YouTube channel called Roast Battle. And all of these jokes have been made already a long time ago in Los Angeles down at the Comedy Store. And all these people who, again, like some of them, like I even ran into, they used to be the type to stand or sit in the back of the room and talk shit about all the comics. Now, I never met any of the famous fucking Kill Tony lineup, I'll admit there. Who I did meet and who I did know are all the stupid motherfuckers that used to stand in line and be like, oh my God, please get me on. And I used to be like, okay, what would I do, right? Like if I was on that show, what would be my bit? What would be my set? And my problem is, sorry for coughing into the mic. My problem, I find it hard to be funny in front of people I don't really like. It just kind of I start getting into this, like, should I make fun of you? Should I make fun of, why am I here? And I could never figure out why I would go down there. Because my rule, as far as stand-up comedy goes, and art goes in general, is never take a shortcut. Never go onto some type of talent show and think that somebody's going to give you an opportunity because of one night. If you earned it in one night, you're going to lose it in one night. So, if you want to keep what you have, you better earn it for yourself. So the whole concept of getting a golden ticket, I'm like, that's great for somebody, but I'd much rather take the long route, even if it means it never happens. You know? One second. Ooh, I need a cough. Okay, now that we are done choking. The other day, as part of the whole theme of being sick, I was going through, I guess, memory lane. Ah, I was checking my own stream. Hello, Ryland. We have been ranting. I guess call it stand-up comedy drama. Like, it's totally not important given everything else that's going on in the world. However, I've been sick too. And for the last like 2 or 3 weeks or so, I was going through like all of these freaking like podcast cringe and the podcast review channels of people who are essentially policing stand-up comedians now. And I really saw these channels in a new light, especially after starting my own YouTube channel, where I think most stand-up comedians in general should not be on YouTube. But that's, to me, that opinion comes more from the fact that most comedians aren't going to be focusing on audio quality, video quality, much like new YouTubers. Maybe you can't afford it or stuff, like when everybody starts. And most, like a good stand-up comedy show is going to always sound bad, do bad, all of that. Now, if you throw really edgy, offensive material on top of that, what happens in most cases is just nobody's gonna mess with you, like, or what they call fuck with you. Like, nobody's gonna really care, because they're either gonna think, oh, you're just here for shock humor, or as the term goes, you're kind of just a dick. And what I was kind of ranting on right now, sorry, is I'm going through all of these different YouTube channels where they're talking shit about Joe Rogan and stuff, and then I'm kind of recognizing not the comedian so much, but the style that's pissing everybody off, and it's reminding me of this little thing called roast battle that used to happen all the time down at the Comedy Store. The thing about roast battle is around the time the Comedy Store started it, there was people already doing it in the area that I live in. But the style of comedy that people don't really pick up on, like there's slapstick, there's prop comedy, all of this. This isn't edgy. That's not the style. The style is roast. And it's about finding the most vulnerable thing about you and roasting that. I'm not saying it's okay. I'm not even saying it's that funny. What I think the original roast, like the Friars Club roast, when all the rich white people used to do it to themselves, it was all about respecting like who they were as a person. Like when Don Rickles used to roast people or roast celebrities, he would always do it in a very honest, unforgivable way, but then he would show love at the end in such a way that I was like, this is a nice guy, this is a sincere guy. Like, that's a real comedian, somebody who cares about the audience. This is Rengoku. Does it look? I'm hoping it looks like Rengoku. I've messed up in some areas, but as long as we capture the essence, I believe. But anyways, it's gone from edgy material to just offensive material, or who can be the most offensive, and they get mad when people on YouTube get mad at them. And I'm like, no, dude, you went from the stage, which was one medium, right? And then you go on YouTube, which is a different medium. You're now in the world of film, and you're in the world of story structure and stuff like that. Your little video about being super edgy is now up against Mr. Beast curing blindness. I'm messing up these eyebrows. I do apologize. I think it's me ranting about the drama. Oh, thank you so much, Haiti H9. I wish I could draw better eyebrows. I think I've been ranting about stand-up comedy too much. But I started in 2012, and I remembered I had that same urge to try to just say really absurd things. But at one point, I did have to realize, these people are out here to enjoy their night. They kind of came out here to eat. They didn't come out here for me to sicken them. And I just had to recognize it. I'm like, okay, am I here to be edgy or am I here to be funny? Now, my edginess, by the way, it was never really political. It's just really stupid most of the time. But it's incoherent nonsense. Let's see here. You should totally draw Invaders 10 from, okay, Invaders Zim. And hello, Mao Deegan. How are you? How you been? I believe I remember you. If I forget, please comment again. We will have him up next. Okay, I'm gonna fix this. This line is way too up there. Can we add? Does he get more creases under his eyes? How old is he? Is he in his 40s? I get to put more lines under his eyes. But you know what, people, that brings us to the next segment. If you have a ghost story you would like to share, please do it up again. Just a refresher, next drawing will be 10. Invader 10 from Invaders In. And hello back, Ryland. How are you? We are praying to God. This looks like who... I am using a reference picture. In the future, I'm going to try to add a little screen, maybe like to the side or something, where we can see who I'm drawing. And then I can get ridiculed more than I already am. By myself, of course. You guys are very supportive, and I love all of you. Even the mean ones tend to be supportive, but I'm very hard on myself. I think I don't want to suggest that of an artist, but I do think a level of not hating yourself, but hating what you just did. Like, you ruined that piece of paper. You ruined the image of this beloved character. Like, there were some nights where I would draw something for somebody, and maybe I didn't really like the drawing, but I just had to realize, like, you know what? This is meant to make someone happy for about a minute and 30 seconds. It's like, it's not. Just put a little bit more effort next time, God. And that's me. That's me talking to me, And I'm the same with my stand-up. If, like, all right, I might have gotten what I needed to say off my chest, right? Because some comics just need a vent. But did you actually make someone happy? Or did you disturb the fuck out of everybody? And that's what happens a lot when I draw. I feel that sometimes I just disturb the fuck out of everybody. Okay, I'm gonna have to come with my thick drawing. Draw Iri or Deku next. Okay. Should I start a list? We'll start the list. All right. Let me start a list before we continue and I get angry. All right. 1 second, people. All right. Up next will be Invader 10. That's not going to. Invader 10, and then I don't know who. I'm gonna go with Deku, and I'm gonna find out who that is when we get there. Okay. Do you mean like a Deku tree from Legend of Zelda, or All right, people. This is gonna be the most frustrating part ever in anything. Okay. I'm gonna show you. This is the part that I hate most out of everything ever that I ever do. Ah, this looks bad on frickin'. Give me 1 second. This is... Okay. Is that... Okay, look. It's this part right here. I hate it. The side of the face. I feel like anime artists are like in tune with something on the other side, and they get to do these jaw lines and these. Okay, oh, I just follow the line of the stupid mouth. Okay, give me a second, people. Give me a second. Watch this. Oh, God damn it. Sorry. I don't mean to grunt like that into a microphone. I swear. This is like the most upsetting thing about anime. They get away with anything. They get away to do anything. What I'm doing. And then I'm gonna get mad. I'm gonna get so mad when I ruin this, and I'm only gonna notice it later when I'm ready. When I'm ready. I've always wanted to join. Is this right? Yeah, dude, you have a weird ass head. Like, what do you want me to do? An alien head? This is what it looks like, right? I'm right. I'm right. Exactly what he looks like. MHA Deku. Okay. What else can I add? What am I missing here? Oh, I guess the. Can you even see the hair? Where can I always cheat because people can't really see the hair, so then why should I actually draw the hair, you know? But, alright, I won't cheat. I'll try to add as much of the hair that we see. I wish I had hair. I mean, I do have hair, but like, I don't know, I wish my hair was longer but more manageable, you know? But if I let it go long, then it starts to suffocate me in the night. This was a weird ass head, weird ass face. Rengoku, everybody. Rengoku. Is that how you say it? Am I saying it right? Is he related to the Goku? The Goku? I think this is Rengoku. Who knows, people? I messed up the eyes, and we do apologize to any legitimate fans. Up next is Invader Zen. Invader 10. Sorry. Let's see. Who is Invader 10? Images. I don't know who Invader 10. Zim 10? Oh. Do you mean the... Okay. We got you. Rengoku from Demon Slayer. Oh, thank you so much, Kagurashag. We tried our best. Thank you. Are there eyes? Is his eyes darker? Ah, oh, god damn it. Sorry, give me a second. Thank you for commenting, because otherwise I wouldn't have noticed this. I think I need to... See, if his eyes weren't red, I could have just left them the way they are, but now I have to give some kind of... Okay. Let's move on to the female version of Invader Zim. Which I don't support. I don't like Invader murders him. No offense, but I just root for the humanity. You know, I always root for the humans. That's why I don't like Avatar. Has anybody seen that new movie? Is it good? I don't want to watch it. I'm scared of getting bored now. You know how some people are like scared of ghost movies and like, you know, evil movies? Draw Aizawa or Deku. I want to draw. Okay. Wait, who is next? Okay, Invader. Okay, so next is Invader 10. Then I'm gonna look up Aizawa and Deku, and we're gonna find out who it is. But this is going out to Mao Deegan, which I do believe is a returning viewer. Thank you for coming back. Okay, I have a circle thingy, and that's the eyes. Okay, 1, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, 37. Fantastic. I swear to God, I'm going to mess this up and I'm going to get so mad. Okay. I mean, thank you for picking a character with simple shapes. We always appreciate the people that come around and they say, hey, you know what? Can you draw someone that is only a few circles and squares? It's still going to stress you out, but at least it isn't a political figure with lots of creases. Or I keep forgetting there's this one anime people come around from. What's the name of it? It's always very complicated, and I hate myself the whole way through until you actually see the end result. And it's like, how am I good at drawing this anime if I've never even seen it? And I've looked it up. I forget the name of it. It's like a really angry looking anime, and everybody's pissed off all the time. Looks pissed off. I have no idea who I'm drawing. Oh, this is Invader 10, Ryland. We are doing this for Mao Deegan. Suggested this a few comments ago. And then we're going to get to Deku or Aizawa. I'll look them up in a second. So I've got this here. And then I'm going to go here. How far does that go? How far do you want me to go? Okay, this goes here, that goes there. You go wide. You go bang. And then I'm right here. And then if anybody is wondering, I am using the ZV-E10 too. It did overheat on me earlier, and I think that's because I was using the HDMI cord, and that gets hot. But if I use normal streaming, I get to, it doesn't overheat. So, I don't know. Food for thought to some random person. Draw you. I can draw the eye. I'd much rather draw the eye, the human eye. I can do a realistic human eye. I'll swear the whole way through, but I can draw a realistic human eye. Okay, can I? Should I? All right. Oh my God, this is gonna be sketch. Oh man, sorry. It's so stressful to draw. I don't think anybody should get into drawing. I think drawing is the most stressful thing in the world. Painting is, if you do abstract painting, it can be relaxing. But you ever try to do a realistic painting, a portrait painting, or something with actual values tones and perspective. I would go crazy. And I did go crazy. I know way too much about Hunter S. Thompson's nose than I should. I know the shadow that it used to cast. I know that it was broken a bunch of times because Hunter S. Thompson was a reporter that kept pissing people off. And it wasn't because he was reporting on them. It was just that he would go to a bar and get really drunk. And so, anyways, that's what happens when you try to draw realistically. You go crazy. You learn too much about people. The other one too, don't stare at the ear or at the corner, like this part of the eye, like the impart, like, because that's a tough part to draw most of the time. Cute eyes, thank you so much. The eye, the avatar and eye. Okay, I'll check that out. The avatar, not sure. Okay. I gotta put this here. Oh yeah, to not stare at this part of the eye because it'll freak you out. Everybody's shape is different, and when you actually look at like what the ear is made of, or not like made of, I guess, like the shape of it, like the actual creases and folds, it's a really, really unsettling thing to look at for a long period of time. So you kind of take these cheats as an artist, and you just kind of put, like, even if you look at some of the, like this ear up here, I try to, that's what I noticed in the reference picture. But you'll notice how artists will find a way around it and just try to get the message across of, all right, there's an ear here, maybe it's this size, and then that's about it. You don't spend too much time trying to make it that the most detailed section. And I forgot, oh, that was, what's his name? He is a comic book artist. He's really famous. I think his last name is Lee, but I forget his freaking name. But if you watch his drawing tutorials, oh man, I'm gonna forget it. Next time I look away, I'm gonna try to find out. But he gives some of the best drawing tutorials ever, and I think he also does a good job at telling you what to be focusing on. Like, I think right here in cartoons you can find all the cheats in the world. Oh man, I messed up her freaking neck. Her neck is too thick. God, oh, I know what to do. I know what to do. When in doubt, block it out. Or like, when in doubt, black it out. What I just said, I think I got from that guy. And it goes back to the Batman action figure I was waving around. Oh, it's still around here, actually. In comic books, you'll usually see like this whole area getting blacked out. And they'll be in like weird positions and stuff. And when you start thinking like, yeah, if somebody has to draw this and they gotta ink it and then somebody else has to come color it and stuff, once I found out, like, oh crap, comic book artists are apparently not the greatest artists. And to me, they are. To me, like, if you can draw Batman, you are better than Van Gogh and better than better than everyone. So, um, I think. Oh, what's his name? Oh, I'm gonna forget his name so bad right now. I think they're all the best artists in the world. Anyone who's ever worked on a Batman video game is the best. Except Batman Oranges. Poor Batman Oranges. That game gets a bad rap. And one time I tried to play it and I realized what the true meaning of lag was. And I was like, wow. Okay. Invader 10 from the hit. Is it Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon? I think it was Nickelodeon. Or was it? No, it was Cartoon Network. Isn't it? From the hit Cartoon Network show, Invader Zim. That show was too red for me. That's what because I've drawn him before, and I was like thinking like, why didn't I watch it as a kid? It had too much red in it, and it would hurt my eyes. I know that sounds like a very like a wimpy reason, but it was true. Like something about it used to like make my. Well, this is one of the better drawings I've ever actually made. So we thank Maudigan for the suggestion. May your life be long and prosperous, and may your enemies suffer long. Okay. Goodbye. Your art is so pretty. Thank you so much, Catherine. Please draw Deku. And that is up next. Yes. Ryland again. And thank you so much, Kagura. Appreciate the compliments, as always. We're going to be moving on now to Deku, whoever that is. I'm going to draw Deku from Legend of Zelda. Okay. Well, that's what came up. Okay, Deku from MHA. Isn't this just Naruto with black hair? This looks a lot like Naruto with black hair. Okay, well, oh, My Hero Academia. Finally, somebody else. I drew one of these people before. The guy that flies. The guy with, what's his name? I don't know. Hawks. I drew Hawks. From My Hero Academia. All right, we're going to be flipping the page. And we're going to be discovering. By the way, I do want to get into so if you guys want to check out my Instagram, though, if you are under a certain age, please have a parent or guardian do so. But I do want to give away some of these giant pages that have some of these drawings on them, just as free to subscribers or anybody who wants them, instead of them just like laying around here. And then what I'm hoping for, if I ever do become famous, you and your family can sell it and make billions. And even if I'm broke and hungry, I'm like, nah, I don't care. Good job. Good job. All right, My Hero Academia, the Deku, and Roland. Baku. So I found Deku. I like Deku because it's just Naruto with. Well, it looks more like my hair actually. It's pretty much my style of hair. Yes, and then thank you. Nice emojis. I want popcorn. I want one of those. Which one? What was I saying? I don't even know what I'm talking about. Oh, the pages. Yes. So follow. If you want to check out my Instagram, that's the only way I would be able to, contact her. All that. So please, if you are already subscribed, I should have your comments and we can verify that it's you. As a disclaimer, I will never ask for any personal information. unless it's related to something I've already discussed on a live stream, if that makes sense. So just at the off chance, for sure. Oh, thank you. So yes, Ryland, and then please have a parent or guardian. Yeah, if you wanna like that. And again, it is free. I'm not asking for literally anything. I'll probably be making. Should I make like a YouTube video and show which ones are available? Because some of them either well, I don't know if I mean I think bad drawings are okay, but some have politically charged. I don't draw offensive stuff. Like I don't draw anything adult related, but it does get political sometimes. You don't know. Okay, all right. Deku, My Hero Academia. When I'm doing that, I'm ghosting my lines, by the way. Once you get to that habit, you're gonna be able to remove a lot of that like etchiness that people do. Is this an example? No. Oh look, this is me solving a riddle from Fallout 4. But anyways, there's something I was talking about planes. But what I was saying right now is like, so I'm gonna kind of ghost my line and then do my line, if that makes sense. So that way I don't have to keep retracing. So I'm gonna like find out where his bottom eyelid is, I guess. And with some anime characters, I mean, this is just me having taught myself. I feel like it's good to start from the nose as a reference point, but then there's some where I'll just start from the mouth. If I want to like officially try to draw it nice, I'll get the pencil and eraser, take my time. But I think to me the game of it comes from, you know, oh, I'm gonna get so mad at that later because I have to edit that. Sorry, give me 1 second here. Please, I need inspo. Sure. I subbed. Hello, Storm Chasing. Thank you so much for subbing. And if you really are a storm chaser, I think that is really extremely cool. If you have any stories about storm chasing, that would be nice. It's like the movie Twister. People like you see a tornado and you drive towards it. It'd be amazing. I'd hunt a tornado, bring it in for justice. Appreciate you subscribing. Tonight we have Deku from My Hero Academia, as I tried not to soil the good name of My Hero Academia. And his eyes are going to be too close together once again, as comes with the territory. You never know how to draw. To get one. I see. Oh, you need to get in this. Yeah. Well, again, I think it really does depend on how old you are, though. Because if you are too young, I do not recommend that at all. especially Instagram. Disgusting. Like, yeah, Instagram is bad. I do think Instagram like, for adults only. No way. One thing, advice though, for Instagram, and that I definitely would love to get myself on live stream for saying, because I might use this audio. Sorry. There are a lot of people who are using the bots system on Instagram, and now Instagram is starting to crack down on it, like hardcore. And all of the people that I know have, or not all of them, sorry, some of the people that I know have used, like, purchasing followers and like buying bots on Instagram to grow. And I've never done that because I thought it was lame initially when I found out people were doing that. And especially, I mean, the one for this channel, it's really new. So, but I don't have anyone there. And I don't really focus on it. To me, it's more like in case somebody needs to reach out to me, like if I get hacked or some shit. It was more like that. I've never really wanted to post anything there because I don't want to encourage anyone to use Instagram, really. I don't really like some of the things that are... I don't like the way Instagram will show you more upsetting images. Like the more you watch, it's really like the more you watch, the more upsetting the images to make sure you keep watching, if that makes sense. And so that's why I've never really enjoyed it. Why? Oh, dang it! What am I doing? I messed up his eyes. Ah, my God, I'm so bad. I mean, I had already messed up his eyes, but I messed up. What can I do? I don't know. Oh, okay. No, that's just bad, is it? Yeah. If I make the other one the same, I guess. I'm sorry, people. Okay. Sorry. Hello, Charlie. Sorry if I missed your comment. We are, because I'm against this gram, but I do like really want some of the drawing. Oh, for sure. Oh, I get you. Yeah, if we can see, it's just that I don't have I would need somewhere to send it to, and I would recommend probably, I think sometimes you can send it to like a local UPS or something like that, or somewhere that you can just pick up, like I guess the traditional way to pick up mail. I just don't want to get into the habit of people giving me personal information. You get me? You know who you need to blame for the whole like putting in your email before you do anything? Oh, thank you so much. Looks nice, Kagura. Appreciate you. I mean, I hope it stays. I mean, who knows, dude? I don't know if this is gonna come out good at all. You need to blame Dane Cook, another famous stand-up comedian. He's the one that started the idea of like, if you come out to my show, let me get your email, and then I'm gonna just keep emailing you about shows. And he, I mean, that was cool back then because like emails were new and stuff, and I'm pretty sure he's evolved from that since then. But he's the one to blame. Like next time you're putting, you just want to watch something, do anything. Like let's say you buy a new video game, and before you're allowed to play the new video game, it now needs your email and your social security, everything. Blame Dane Cook. And if you see Dane Cook, you go, thanks a lot. I'm not gonna say the swear word. That's what we gotta do. All right, I'm gonna add his hair, and I'm gonna ruin it. I think I got this. This too zoomed in, isn't it? Wait, way too zoomed in. Sorry, give me a second, people. Let's let me adjust this a bit. Okay. Is it zoomed in? Oh, I zoomed it in from 30 seconds ago. There you go. Sorry. Okay. Now, you know, as long as nobody sees my feet, I think like this is a good live stream. You know, I've deleted live streams before because my foot came out in it. Okay, what pen am I using? Uzi Raz. Great name, by the way. Um, so I primarily stick to this. Right earlier, I was using this. You know, I should probably be using this. This is a brush pen. Oh no, wait. This is one of those tiny ones. Never mind. Where is the brush pen? But I just got a set of these, and I wanted to test them. So this one is. You can do thin and thick lines. That's why it's one of my favorite kinds of pens to use, especially for this style. Yeah, I told you, your eyes are too close together. Ah. When in doubt, bring it. Okay, I'm gonna bring this in. And then I'm gonna come right here. And then you're alright. Okay, good. Okay. So, but I usually just stick to Sharpies though. I don't like using pencil too much, especially on a live stream because it takes forever. And oh, thank you, Dr. Death. Awesome name, by the way. And then Ryland, because if you have a Discord server or make one, so I'd like a zip. I don't know about Discord. I've never liked Discord because it feels like a phone call, and I don't like people. You know that there is actually, by the way, you can report your hostile work environment to Chaotic Industries. And if you ever happen to find the official Chaotic Industries phone number or hotline, you can report your local business. You can report them for being chaotic. Now that's either a good thing or a bad thing. But anyways, yeah, I've never really made a Discord for this, or I've never made it. I once tried to make a Reddit, and that was a mistake. That was. I immediately deleted. I started losing subscribers. Like the moment I even mentioned I had a Reddit, and I was like, fair enough, guys. And so I just took it down because I wasn't even posting anything. I didn't even do anything. I think it was just like I had seen some stuff. I'd seen some other. I hate this Deku. I'm so sorry. This is not my best work. I've ruined this beyond repair. I put his eyes way too close together. I thank you for the support. But I hold myself to a very high standard of get this right the first time with a pen. You get me? It's like I will be very hard on myself for doing something the way you're not supposed to do it. Like you really are. Like for this, the illusion of I think anime characters is that they're simple. But in reality, like there was actually a good amount of thought that went into it. Look at his ears. His ears are so simple. I swear it, man, they get to do everything. They get to do whatever they want. They're like, look at this twisted, crooked line. It's whatever I want it to be. Ha ha ha. That's crazy, and it works out. It's not fair. I want to be an anime artist just for the power that I could wield. I could just go around drawing people, bring them down a peg. I think to me though, the best art advice is just to find something you like to recreate. Yeah, I'll look into Discord or I'll look into something that I mean I do have an official email for Chaotic Industries, but I've just been so worried about doxing and stuff like that um, I never was too open about it. And but I think now that I know more about, because that's the other thing too, why I think certain people shouldn't be making social media, because you're not just putting like your image at risk, you're also putting your like cybersecurity at risk. And by certain people, I mean like age groups, like young people, but also even some of our older companions. Um, if you don't know a lot about social media or anything, I mean, just in general, anybody that doesn't know about cybersecurity or shouldn't be getting involved with starting a YouTube channel, or trying to realistically grow on social media. Like before you ever like officially start that journey, you should have the basics of like, what does a fake sponsor look like? What is an obviously fake Instagram message, or the other ones, even with YouTube. And I was talking about this earlier too. There's some YouTubers out there that are literally giving horrible advice that is going to get your entire account shut down, if not your YouTube thing taken down. And it revolves around using bots and fake accounts to grow. But all of that, just going to these sites or going to these things, they're usually off the map, and you want to be very careful what website you go into and all of that. And so I have a lot of younger viewers that will come around and they want to grow on social media too. And that's my first thing that I tell them. I'm like, before any art advice, you need to have some cybersecurity lessons for. Let's find out what kind of strangers we need to be looking out for. But let's see. I used to work with somebody who, I swear to God, was so bad at cybersecurity. She would always fall for the scam emails, and we would have to like restart everything. We would have to restart our computers. The server would go down. We would get an email, and then everybody would have to do the cyber training all over again. But thank you, Ryland. Hello, Kenzie. I wish I knew how to draw like this. Oh, thank you so much, Angel. This is trial and error. And I think anybody that's been watching the stream will testify that I've been talking down to myself this entire time. So thank you so much. When you just try, you keep trying over and over again, eventually you get to something that you're satisfied with. But it's just shapes, man. Like there was like one line right here, and then I drew this line, and then I put a circle, and then it's actually, I mean, that's why I have this, right? So once you just start thinking in which plane am I drawing, right? Am I like in the bottom right side of the face? Am I in the bottom left side? What kind of shadows would be here? This right here is the code for the railroad in Fallout 4. But yeah, the hair is so smooth to look at. Thank you. It's like my hair. I'd show my hair, but I think I might have a bunch of dandruff. Let me make sure I'm not like swimming in dandruff. And then maybe, oh, you know what? No, I can. Here, I'm gonna just plug my own YouTube channel. We're gonna look. If you go to one of my videos, I mean, hell, my most recent video where I'm talking about the stupid camera over here. Look at this. Look, official face reveal. Look at this. It's the same hair. I have a pink phone case. You know what? Never mind. I'm not going to show my phone. I don't have a pink phone case. You guys can just find my my most recent. I'm sorry. Look, I'll tell you why I have a pink phone case. I just want to be able to find my phone in the middle of the night. So I went with the one that is most reflective. However, once you kind of see it objectively live, like on camera, in the context of like this is in front of people, yeah, I can see that having a pink phone case might not, might raise some eyebrows. But it's very bright, isn't it? And I have this thing, like if it's always getting paint stains. I love, I love it when my phone gets paint stains. I feel like it's welcome to the club, you know. Everything I own is covered in paint in some way. At one point or another, I think even this laptop. Let me see. I think this is that? I don't know. Or is that tape? I don't know. Never mind. But that's what we do here at Chaotic Industries. We investigate everything. Okay, and once upon a time, we were investigating how to animate and draw, and I'll admit, things have gotten out of hand. Now it's a normal or live stream that I do on this channel. Okay, but talking about workplace drama might be something that you see later on the channel for some reason. But yeah, so full disclaimer for anybody new, I am a stand-up comedian. Things get weird, but this is what I do. What am I doing right now? I think, wow, we are at 3:36. We have been going for 3.5 hours. Thank you for the likes if you have stuck around. Let me do a quick break here. Let me do a realistic eye. I think somebody was... Okay, nice, with a brush pen. Okay. I never know what side the eye is, or like what side I'm drawing. I just kind of try to start drawing it. But this is why you don't want to stare at the eye, or a real human eye, for too long. Because there's a bunch of these weird little fleshy things on the side that are colored different for everybody. And the more you stare, like the more it seems like it's looking back at you. And then next thing you know, like the person that you've been looking at realizes that you've been staring at them. And the moment their eye focuses on you, you're gonna freak out because it looks like a alien slithering towards you. And that's what it's like to stare at the human eye. That's what I'm telling you, to do it. Okay? Just try to understand the concept of it. Just don't get caught staring at it. Stupid eyelashes. I hate eyelashes. I think eyelashes should be banned. The next dumb thing about eyes that I hate is the whole reflection part about it. So one thing that I do to cheat, you draw the tiny picture that they're looking at, and the easiest thing to draw most of the time is like some type of window situation or whatever. And usually once you just expand, like just kind of give the shapes of like whatever is going on, right? And then you come in and you start darkening all the shit around it. And you see how I censor myself when I talk? It sounds like I'm stuttering, but I'm not. I'm fucking swearing, but I'm censoring the bad word so that I'm not swearing in front of kids. You get me? So I can actively censor myself. But anyways, so I have the reflection eye on here now. Okay. And now I'm just darkening this in. And if I wasn't censoring myself, I'd be saying shit like, look at this motherfucking shit over here. And that's why I censor myself, okay? Because it just upset people. Okay, The other fucking bullshit, sorry, the other thing that you want to recognize is all the fucking shadows that are going around on the side of the eye. And the problem with that is that the stupid eye is made up of water and shit, so that shit's reflecting too half the time. So you can't just go around darkening it in. You have to like give it room to breathe and shit and reflect light and all that. And, oh my god, this is so far away. Sorry, look, we're gonna zoom in a bit. Look, sorry. There. I've been drawing this so far away. I do apologize. I've been like cursing out the tiniest drawing in the world. Okay, so where was I? Something about the stupid eye. What side of, is this the left side or the right side? What does this look like? Wow. Oh, thank you so much. Is this the right eye or a left eye? I just made a Discord account. Okay, Rylan, thank you. Just in not a feels like a right eye. Okay, so if it's a right eye, I don't know. Is it right eye looking at me or right? Okay, no, it's looking at me, right eye. No, it's not a left eye. Like if I'm facing you, sorry, I don't want to scare anyone, but if it's a right eye. No, it's a left eye, isn't it? This. Look, left looks right, but right feels right. Ah, damn it. Wait, left? Yeah, that was. You see, this is why I don't like drawing realistic eyes, because then you're like, I think it's a left eye. Yeah, because I just think so, because this fleshy part right here tends to be smaller than this fleshy part right here, which is why I don't like drawing eyes, because then you have to draw this part right here and it's so gross because it's all mucous membrane. And so okay, now because look, if I put an eyebrow, right, if I do a chola eyebrow, you see see if I do a chola eyebrow, okay, get me, and now I get to put what, eyeliner. Where does the eyeliner go along the eyeliner in my eye, being like a chola? I like wearing eyeliner, but that's a different story. Just the one on the bottom, right? Just the eyeliner. Definitely right. What? No, what's right? No. It's right to them, and then there's right to us. Do you get me? Like, so, okay, facing us, it's on the right side. But typically, when you're asking like what side of the body, you go for the patient. I do that because I'm in the medical field. When you talk about the patient, if you say their left arm, it's the patient's left arm, not like the one you observe, right? Because it's reversed for us. Like what I see on the this is so complicated. So this is the this is the left eye that to us is on the right. There we go. Okay. Should I make this cleaner? That's the other one too, is like depending on how old someone is, you can then come in and start like adding bags under their eyes. And then that's usually what makes people feel bad when you make a drawing of them. Because they'll be like, oh shit, I'm old. And be like, I'm so sorry, dude. Like, that's what you look like. Like, what do you want me to do? If I post this and somebody comes around and be like, that's actually the other way around, I would be mad. I think it's this way, isn't it? Great. Thank you so much. Truly appreciate it. I believe I am almost to 900 subscribers, people. And literally thank every single one of you. Because when you start streaming, or at least me, I know I was like under the impression nobody was ever going to watch. And I don't know what the hell I was going to do with my life. But you just kind of keep going. And again, like, just be a decent person and they'll follow. Because the reason why I try to get better at drawing is so that I can make you a happier person, which is technically true. All right, people. Let me see. I think everything is starting to die right now. I am tired. Okay, I will be back for another episode. Probably. Let me see. I'll try to do the thing where I go like 3 days in a row, but no promises. I try not to put any schedule for the time being, because I don't want anyone to be like waiting up or anything like that. So if I do live stream, it probably is in the evenings. Today I just wanted to do, oh yeah, happy January 25th. Oh my God, people. Thank the Lord. I forgot to even say that. Happy, let me just draw that real quick so that I remember for future. Happy January 25th. Can't believe we made it. Everybody said we weren't, but like, seriously, I can't thank you all enough for being here. We didn't think we were gonna make it. We were like, dude, we are so freaking done, but we freaking made it to the 25th. How do you do a 5? How does the number 5 go? I don't know. 5. Oh, I wrote it the wrong way. Oh, that's so funny. Oh, I don't know how to do a number 5. Happy January 25th, everybody. All right, love you all. Wilson, see, I don't know how to do a 5. Okay, I guess January 27th it is then. All right, people. Thank you for being here. With the dog pic, my Discord account is okay. So I'll try to find Ryland. But also, as a disclaimer, if you are under a certain age, I will only communicate with somebody who is a parent or guardian. So please be respectful of that rule, and then be safe out there. I think you guys are the best. Thank you for sticking around. I will be back. I tend to live stream pretty randomly. I almost never give a warning. But if you guys comment and annoy me enough, I do tend to yield. And I'll live stream as soon as I can. So I love these drawings. I will probably be posting up as videos. But again, thank you all. Be safe. I love you all.